We are live. Let's get the dance in here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, friends, to Waterdeep Dragon Heist, our wonderful Wednesday Dungeons and Dragons game. Unfortunately, we are down an extra player. We're technically down 2 players because Antrain hasn't been here in a long time, and I miss that boy. I miss him a lot, but we're also down at 1 Keeling, aka Kristen. So we will be playing just this evening with our wonderful Soma, Pyre, and Fung, played by Michaela, Tom, and Josharino.
Hey.
So it's gonna be
My name got weird.
Your name got weird. It's Josharino now. I'm so sorry. So yes. Excellent. So the last time we were in the world of Toril, in the continent of Faerun, in the city of Waterdeep, we found our party of adventurers on a quite the chase scene, quite the location to location struggle to finally track down and secure the Stone of Galore through a very large series of events that you could probably the carnival chicken dance to, and you know what I'm talking about. The through the whole situation. Our party our party had finally acquired what it was they had been searching for so long, saving in the process 3 children, Nat, Squidly, and Jinx. A couple of wayward orphans who have aspirations of one day becoming adventurers. In the midst of that chase, they were sort of tangled up in the situation. Pyre using the hopefully the anonymity of the children to pass off the stone. He instead put the children in quite a bit of danger, but our party of adventurers, lucky as they are, were able to interpose between the children's probably imminent danger and the Xanathar Guild's greed for the stone, and stop the Xanathar from possibly killing the children and gaining access to the Stone of Galore, and the Vault of Dragons beyond that. Our party fought off, I believe it was some kobolds dressed up as children in troll masks for Trolltide, a recent holiday that had been going throughout the streets of Waterdeep. They fought back the kobolds. They had to go tangle head-to-head with their bugbear ringleader, and all the while, one of our party members, Soma, had to contest with, we're not sure what, and I still won't say what. Our party's convinced it's a brain puppy. Contest in an intellectual combat of her own to keep a hold of her mind. She did go down. And you did go down, and the mind attacks continued, and you had to make a contest while unconscious. And we do not know the exact results because Soma simply got back up. Well, she was unconscious, but was recovered in the Troll Skull Manor. We do not know the current state of her mind. We have no idea. So far, I have simply only told Michaela that to play her character exactly as she is. The next that very night, with the stone in hand, our very own Pyre decided to attune himself to the magical item, at which point he came into contact with a essence, a thing inside the stone, or possibly just the stone itself, this sentient creature that seemed to have knowledge far beyond Pyre's capacity for understanding. After a brief conversation probably a little bit more of a lengthy conversation, actually, with the thing, and realizing the danger that he had put himself in, locking himself in with this thing, it's a bit of a tense relationship that they have right now. But Pyre has managed to learn a few things through the stone. The location of the Vault of Dragons is at a theater named the Pink Flumph, named by a fool, as Galore, as he's called himself, the voice inside Pyre's head, has foretold. You also learned that to get in the vault, you will need 3 keys. One of which is a bar of adamantine. The second is an animated construct. And the third is a pair of bugbear ears.
Of course.
These 3 keys will gain you access into the vault, and Pyre also learned that through this stone he wields a great power, though with the great power can come great risk.
Okay, that's it.
By the way, I'm disconnecting from
I
the
was
stone
waiting for the
ASAP,
Spider-Man
just so we all are clear.
You're disconnected from the stone?
I'm not sticking with the stone for long. Because I gotta make intelligence saves.
Yeah, it's risky. You
What?
must
No,
keep...
hang on a minute. You're a paladin. You love intelligence saves.
We have learned that...
Hey, just wait till level 6, then I love every saving throw.
We have learned that the stone thirsts for knowledge, and if Pyre cannot continue to entertain it with knowledge it does not already know, then he will be discarded. What that means, we are not 100% sure, but I'm sure Pyre feels the stress.
And I don't
Just
know
put it in the library. Come on.
I don't
let's
know
put
how
it in
frequent this
the
happens,
books.
too. It just kind of... When it decides to fuck me.
But we know that he
Which
has
is
the
all
power.
the time.
He wields the power. He wields
come on.
He wields the power of the
I'm a great
Legend
example.
Lore spell. The Legend Lore spell is accessible through this magic item, along with you got a boon and a there was a boon and then there was a defect. The defect being that fire, which is great for Pyre. The fire genasi is absorbed effectively.
Is it non-magical fire?
Non-magical fire is absorbed, and we're considering for the fun of it that your hair is non-magical, or maybe it's somewhere in between and you have a nice shaved cut, or a nice
Or you're
Thor
just
haircut.
bold, like really shiny.
Yeah.
Like me.
Can I skip to Fat Thor, please?
You are now Fat Thor. And you're going Guardians of the Galaxy. You're playing a whole different game. What was the boon that it gave you? Do you remember?
I'm resistant to psychic damage.
Resistant to psychic damage, which makes sense. Your mind is currently being shielded by Galore.
You know,
his.
it's like I got 2 minds. You know,
It's like you got 2 minds in there, exactly.
He's taking half of the psychic damage.
So
Maybe me too.
you know the location. You know
No,
the
you have 1. It's a brain puppy.
You know the location of the vault itself, but you are not 100% sure exactly the details, only that it is apparently in this theater. You know that you have 3 objects that you require. The other thing that is still on your plate, and always optional depending upon what you want to do, is you are entwined with factions, albeit 3, I believe. You have the Emerald Enclave, which Soma has a connection to. The Force Grey, which Soma also has a connection to, though that's probably very loose.
Very
we haven't
loose.
been there in a while. And we also have the Lord's Alliance through Pyre. Fung, I don't believe, chose a faction. He's kind of new here.
Guys, this is Ed telling us to use the factions.
Well,
Oh, no.
it's also me telling you that all 3 of your factions do offer you side quests and potentials for favors, depending, all of which have been spent in the party, other than Pyre's renown in the Lord's Alliance, which I believe is at a 2 at the moment. Everybody else should probably be at 0 renown points.
Yep.
And,
I got a talking tree last time.
Yep, you got a
not
talking tree.
A fighting tree. Oh, it spoke actually. Sorry. Continue.
You're good.
Do we have a list of the factions currently?
The factions I will throw up for you now all over the floor. Let me just
Don't go for Force Grey. No.
Please,
She
please
is
don't throw
evil.
up on the floor.
She's scary.
Force Grey.
Force Grey? What is she, like, mercenary
Force
company?
Alliance.
No.
Force Grey is like, I don't know.
like magic,
They're
lots
really
of like
mean there.
sophisticated.
Oh,
You open
God.
a door, you might be somewhere else when you open
That's-
the door.
Badger Blackstaff is in charge of it. That's why I keep calling that one dude Blastwind and Blaststaff or something.
There is the Emerald Enclave, which
is
is
like-
They're the
a
good ones. We
they,
like them.
yep, they are interested in preserving the balance within the city. They particularly target clerics of nature, druids, and rangers. And then we have Force Grey, that is run by the Black Staff, which is more or less a mercenary company, and has the Black Staff and more arcane, I would say, closer to more arcane interests in mind, and the safety of the city above all else. And then we have the Harpers, which tend to be spies more often than anything. They approach good aligned characters and who show promise as possible spies, and that's kind of their shtick. They're also kind of for the force of good, but more of a balance between everything. While, like, a lot of people mix up the Emerald Enclave and the Harpers. The Emerald Enclave is more towards nature. They get a little bit more like, nature should win. And Harpers are kind of like, everybody should win. And then we have the Lord's Alliance, which is civilization should win, effectively. Characters who place the security of the city and the realm, along with civilization, ahead of their own interests, are invited to join this faction. And we also have the Order of the Gauntlet, which is kind of the more religious area. Those who fight for justice, who are interested in worshipping Helm, Torm, or Tyr, are especially sought after. This is kind of a very specific faction, but it's completely
I don't like them.
optional.
I have my own goddess. She's up
Getting-
there
Exactly.
watching me.
Getting tomb vibes.
It's tomb vibes, and then we have the Zentarum, which are the Black Network.
Ooh,
They are
best.
a group of they brand themselves as merchants and swords for hire, and they definitely brand themselves as, oh no, we're fine, but a lot of people know that they're very undercover Black Network, black market kind of situation, where shady dealings can go on very easily, and that's kind of the whole of the factions of the continent of Faerun, the ones available at least in Waterdeep itself. And if you are at all interested, Fung, in engaging in those factions, we can work to that. But I think let's step in and see what you guys are interested in doing. First and foremost, I'd like y'all to roll initiative.
Ooh.
Alright.
Someone's gonna kill us.
That's beautiful.
Very
There's
nice.
0.
Very
And
good.
you gotta get it all out now. Get it all out now.
You know, I
Solid
feel like I
rolls.
take like overall my rolls are average, but like I take turns for my sessions. Like last session I rolled great. The one before that I rolled like shit. The one before that I rolled great. You know, it's just like
I will now murder you all in your sleep. Yes.
bring it
You're
on.
all
She's-
done for.
She's top of the order. We're in trouble.
So the last thing to happen last night was
Yeah,
pretty phenomenal. Or not phenomenal, but it was pretty big. As everything had been, all the information had been given to you, and Pyre gave the order to one of the guild runners to go in and inform the Lord's Alliance, Laurel Silverhand, and the authorities, the guard in general, of the situation in hopes of aid. Before you could do that, a voice shuddered forth within the building, emanating from Moosh, the mysterious red-eyed tiger cat. He's a good
Traitor.
kitty. Emanating forth from this familiar, this magical familiar, was a voice of caution, one that none of you were able to recognize, a feminine voice that seemed to hold genuine concern for your future actions, informing you that the Council of Lords and the Lords Alliance itself and the City Guard are all in risk of corruption, that telling them of the information that you have now could endanger the treasure of the Gult Never Ember and the Dragon's Hoard. She spoke of destiny, told you that you were meant to have this information, that the Horde was meant to belong to those who would use it for the sake of good. And she informed you that it was your destiny to have the hoard, and to not simply give away your chance. She left with this warning, giving you some information as you asked for a little bit more back from her, and she informed you all that she was simply an interested party that was not among the Waterdavians at this time, and that Moosh was her familiar, at which point we saw 4 versions of Moosh pop up to explain how exactly he's all over this house all of the time. After receiving that information, the party decided to rest, to decide what their actions would be in the coming morning. Soma, you are the first person that we see. Our first shot opens in upon your morning. What does it look like?
This morning, I still feel slightly stiff, bruised, so I'm going to take some incense. I don't know how to say that word. Sorry, and I will go to Martina's grave to pray and talk to her for a little bit.
Okay.
And then
Where is her grave?
It's like outside, yeah.
In the garden.
In the garden. So, how is the flower looking that she had before? Is it blooming? Is it not? I'm curious.
Roll on 1d100 for me.
1d100. Come on.
It's so dead. Our rolls suck.
100 flower. No, Michaela rolls great 24/7. It's fine.
No, 1d. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to roll this. 1d100. There you are. Okay, I don't see it. Give me a second. 40.
It is struggling. It needs water.
I don't scream, but I'm like, oh no, I'll give it water.
It's been a few days. The garden isn't particularly tended to by any prominent members of the guild. You tend to you've, as far as staff, I don't believe you've hired so much as you have more just adventurers to bring money to the guild. Speaking of which, though you have had this place cleaned up and looking a bit better, you can tell that you'll probably need a caretaker before too long.
Yep. Hi Martina. Sorry for not taking care of your flower. It'll be all right. You should know that last time I fell down, you would be laughing your ass off, like always when I fail in front of you. Martina, I miss you so much. I only was responsible for you, and now I have this whole guild, these other people. Now I tore up the teeth of another youngster. What a day. And I just don't know what I'm doing here, Martina, anymore. I just need some guidance. I wish you were here. I'm pretty much just like talking to her and trying to like get my feelings out, and while trying to also get some like just to clear my mind, get all the frustration out so I can think as a proper monk should be, because she's noticing that she's becoming more moody and much more controlling, letting her emotions control her than like logic and trying to be safe and just going as her feelings are telling her. So she's trying to find like a center and just trying to like find some motivation just to go on.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Let it be 13.
You can hear a conversation from the open window. Since we're in spring, we're getting further into the season. We're getting closer to the warmer weather coming through. Though it does rain and there is fog in the morning even now, we're getting into the sort of higher temperatures. So some of the windows, the freshly put in windows, by the way, recently, you got all new windows, have opened up on the upper floors. From the second floor, you can hear a conversation come from within the den. A couple of members of the guild seem to be having a discussion that at first was just more backdrop, but you hear your name spoken a few times. The discussion goes along the lines of this. I'm just not sure about her capabilities. She hasn't been around much, and honestly, we need a guildmaster that's going to actually be, well, a guildmaster. And you hear, oh, don't talk about her like that. She built this place. Practically brought it back, her and her friends. And I mean, she suffered through a lot. And she has the most experience out of most of us. Does she really? I'm simply concerned for the guild. I mean, our numbers haven't exactly been, well, the coffers haven't exactly been filling up quickly lately. Perhaps maybe we should have a discussion sometime soon. A guild meeting. And then you hear a more soft voice, and you hear, well, I think that she's doing an okay job, but honestly, it seems like she needs help. And this is exactly what I was saying. Maybe she needs a little bit of a load taken off her shoulders. Perhaps some sort of lieutenants or captains. I mean, there hasn't been very much of a rank lately. It's kind of just work for gold. Oh, well, it is what it is, all right? And honestly, we shouldn't be having this conversation right now. Maybe you bring it up to her in the next time we have breakfast and we're all together. See, that's what I mean. We don't even meet. And the conversation just goes along this this build of this unsurety.
Inner peace. Inner peace.
And then you hear Pyre like, I know, right? This place sucks. And then Plung is even like, yeah, man, tell me what that like, he can talk the whole time.
He can talk?
He just doesn't want to talk to us. He's been faking it.
The conversation breaks off.
Pyre on the head.
I don't know how long you stay, but the conversation doesn't last very, very long before it breaks off, as the dwarf, flustered, probably wants to... Oh, I got a job to do. You should be having this conversation with her and not behind her back. All right, anyway, let's go.
He's the next captain. I just said it now.
Yeah, you can hear the voice of Ivor Pendragon, the dwarven rogue, who the same individual who was helping Squidly when he was hurt in the beginning. You've seen him around. He's your classic sort of rogue. Like, he's got the hood up and everything. He's got the whole kind of like dark thing going for him. But he's such a bright dude, and he's got a big bright red beard that he has to kind of like shove in and like wear a mask so it doesn't like show who he is, but it gets in the way a lot of times. But for somebody who probably grew up as a dwarven assassin of some type, he's got a joyful demeanor.
I see what you're doing, Ed. I see what you're doing.
You see what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay.
I see what you're doing.
So I will finish praying, concentrate, and then go to get some food and wait for the other people to show up.
Okay.
To see what we're gonna do, maybe.
Yeah, you go inside. You see Moosh, who's probably on the bar table, just sort of laying out, sprawled. Liff would pour you a drink of tea and probably get you some food. Fun. What's your morning look like?
Probably in his room, starting off, obviously doing the whole pray stretch thing.
Yeah.
Probably not as much stretching, since we got pretty beat up yesterday. So
Moosh is there, as always.
give him a sideways eye, and then go back to what I'm doing. Do I hear any of that conversation downstairs?
You were in the attic bedroom. This is your room over here, correct? That I'm pinging?
She was. He was right across the.
Yeah,
my
this
room,
is
so I think it's the
yours,
other
and
bedroom.
so his room was right here. Are
Okay,
your
yeah,
windows
it would've been
open?
in there. Probably.
You can hear bits and pieces. Make a perception check.
You hear Soma crying.
I don't know if you hear
Oh,
that. That's
no.
all the way down. We'll see how good this perception check is. Oh man, I was gonna say for every 10 you go down a floor, which is just enough to make it to the second floor. So you'd have to get a fucking 30, which I think is impossible for you to actually hear anything coming from the very bottom.
Anything is possible.
You can sort of hear bits and pieces. You get parts of the conversation. You can hear, I'm just not sure if she, and then it would cut off, and then you would just hear, well, perhaps in the next guild meeting, and then and then you get just pieces. But you get the general gist that the conversation's about Soma, and it's not a positive one.
Shit on Solma Day. All right.
Yeah.
That's what you can
okay.
gather.
I'm used to it. It's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna let the incense burn out a little bit, and then check across the hall. Is Selma in there
Solma is
at
not.
this time? Okay. Hmm. You just kind of slip his hands in his sleeves and start walking down the stairs. After all that,
Where you head?
finding some tea.
You will find some tea at the bar with Lif. You'll see Soma is there with Moosh sprawled out on the bar. Lif will pour you a cup of tea, very similar, identical to what Soma is drinking. Okay. So we see the silent Fung step in, get a drink, and drink with you, Soma. Pyre, where are you at this morning?
So I was bunking with Keeling.
You were bunking with Keeling, and you did rest tonight, did you? Right? You just slept.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dreams were rather nightmares. You have spent your evening in your sleep reliving memories of your past. I will also say that roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, you like those though? You're good. You're
You're
good.
gonna roll a 20. You're good.
I mean, I'm
Dirty
not
20.
bad at 'em.
Dirty 20.
That's-
Sorry.
All right, we're working our way up. First roll was a 1. This roll
Yeah.
time, this one was a 2.
Next one's 15.
Keep going.
Next
Yeah.
one's 15. We got this.
Shall not get worse.
Yeah, you awaken like you don't feel as well rested as you would normally get. These nightmares have definitely made it so that you could not quite enter into your REM sleep. When you
Was it
awake,
that or was it Keeling? Is Keeling a snorer? Is that what
No,
really-
no,
what
no,
really
no.
did it for me?
it was the nightmares, and you are awakened as we see these different memories flash by you, sort of in your mind, just having to relive moments of your life. Some good, some probably not so good. Do you want to tell me what one might be?
Spelling bee competition. You couldn't spell
I
ice
think-
cream.
I think it's just constantly like, gosh, Soma is just such a bad leader. Soma's just the worst. No. I think it's a lot of because it was the big one that came up. I think it's a lot of that
Really?
of Pyre kind of betraying Waterdeep's guard and freeing Lord Neverember and letting it get out,
Okay.
and then being like, I shouldn't have done that.
It keeps that
Bad
memory.
decision.
Yeah, that memory sticks and flashes back. We go to like small ones, but it keeps going towards that same memory, and you awaken to the sound in your head when it's that sound where you wonder if you heard it outside of your dream or in your dream, and you're not sure if somebody was talking to you. If you know that feeling in real life, you hear the words, "Interesting," and then you awaken.
He's going through your filing cabinet, man. That's not cool.
He like wakes up. He does the thing where you try and go back to sleep, but it's really not. You're just thinking about going to sleep. So you're
Yeah,
not
you can hear the birds chirping outside, the fog and condensation on the
that's what does it
windows. Yep.
And he just gets up and storms downstairs, all pouty.
Okay. Yeah, we see a not very well rested Pyre enter into the main tavern.
I approach them and I'm like, "All right, guys, I got one more question. Anything we want to do with this one more question? Because I'm about to take that thing and I'm about to chuck it in the ocean. All right." So,
I don't
By
know.
the way, is that bugbear we killed? Is he still there? Can we go check? Can we walk and talk? Can we walk over to that alley, see if he's still there? We need some meters anyway.
Hey, Liv, tea to go, please. Let's go. Oh god. We can
Little
walk-
thermos, real quick.
Yeah.
Grab a
break.
to-go cup.
We shall be back soon.
Yeah. The party is walk and talk. So yeah, we head out into Waterdeep. Let me just grab the here we go. Pleasant Spring
What are we talking to the bugbear for?
Well,
want the
one of the
ears.
keys is 2 bugbear ears.
Yes.
So if we could just
We're
chop
gonna
2
go
bugbear ears.
I still don't know.
He's dead.
Yeah.
So, like, how else are we gonna get a pair of bugbear ears? Right?
Murder a
I
citizen
think
who's a
someone would have found
bugbear.
it by now.
Some like
Like-
kink shop. Do they have that shit?
It was
A
waiting.
kink
yeah.
shop.
Oh,
You know who would have it? Zoblov shop would have it. I don't know
Zoblov,
what's
there you
actually
go.
on the list.
He's got
but
weird
Zoblov
crap in jars.
bad, that
He's
place-
gonna have bugbear ears
This
somewhere.
place is 100% a front for the Xanathar Guild. They will probably have what we're looking for.
Are you guys heading to the? Are you guys heading towards the scene of the crime, the alley where you saved the kids?
The last
Casually,
known
I don't-
location
like,
of 2 bugbear ears.
probably
because we're
shouldn't.
not. We don't want to be tied up to the murder yet. I don't know. Like maybe like just.
What
walking
murder?
around-
It's the bugbear. It's dead. They're evil. They're monsters. We
But-
were heroes for killing that thing.
There's
But
a-
murder in the city limits.
We killed kobolds
We're
and a bugbear.
You get caught, dude. I've watched enough detective shows. You go back to the scene of the crime. They're waiting for you.
Fire
That's
will
it.
return to the scene of the crime, whether
No.
you guys want to go with them or
Are
not.
you guys trying to be inconspicuous? Are you like, what do you just
And in
go?
the meantime, think of that one more question, because as soon as I ask that question, I'm unattuning from this fucking thing.
Are you guys trying to approach the area inconspicuously, or you just go? Are you trying to like scout it out, or are you just like, I'm heading right there?
I'm just heading there. Pyre is not rested. He's very blunt right now. He's like, I'm just gonna go check. If you guys don't want to go check, you could go get breakfast or something.
Just so we know, for last time when we escaped the scene of the other crime of breaking in, now someone's wearing just like a shawl thing, so she's not seen, like, so they don't recognize her. Like, hey, she was that day when somebody broke into the wig shop, and
I'm
So what's
assuming
that?
we're in a different alley. I'm assuming this isn't the
you
same
never
place,
know.
right?
Just making sure if somebody's like, oh, weren't you getting
Yeah.
away? No, I wasn't. So
On
I'm
your
just
way
like,
out, if you want to attempt to hide, or to sort of mask your appearance, or not, or look inconspicuous, I'm fine with that. What
Yes,
about
please.
what about Fung?
He did nothing. He was drinking tea outside while we were screwing up, pretty much.
I mean, he has motive. He's bald, so maybe he just really wanted some hair, man.
Pyre's already got his haircut.
I
so
think-
he's already-
I think kind of getting the cue from Solma, yeah, probably hood up on the robes.
Yeah, both of
we
you
walk.
make deception checks.
Mm-hmm.
Pyre not making
Charisma, my favorite.
Minus
any attempt to.
Zero.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
All right, second zero of the
Second
day.
zero.
You ready?
Oh,
This is
anymore.
the best.
Here goes.
Wow.
Hey,
Nice.
Nice, nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Pyre,
Aren't you
you aren't doing anything to try to. You're just going right there.
I mean, he's got a new haircut.
He's got a new haircut.
Go in there. He's going there. If you guys don't want to come, that's fine.
Yep.
You guys can check the. We need the head of some machine.
You
thing,
guys
right?
can roll
Which
up.
I think we already have. We still have that thing. We never turned in that quest.
I sent them the evidence for what's her name, the dragon lady that we found the thing that we
We never
destroyed.
got paid though, right? We never got
No.
paid for that.
So
and we
did-
never did it. We still got it, right?
I sent the parts to her actually. I sent so she know this is okay, so they don't destroy. What's his name?
Asshole robot. That
Yeah,
robot.
yeah. So we can go to the Temple of God
Spina.
to be like, hey, did you get my message?
Yeah, yeah.
I
and be
will
like,
say
hey,
the reason. Oh, sorry. The reason that I'm asking for deception checks and stuff is, and it would be noticeable before you have to make checks. There are guards on either entry to this alleyway. It has been cordoned off already as a
that's
crime
not even
scene
bad.
of the gang wars. It's been cordoned off. There is at least 2 guards on each entrance, and they seem to be just sort of like they've done all the investigating. This area just seems to be here while it's being cleaned up. You can hear the sounds of brooms being swept within the Dung Sweepers Guild, dealing with yet another crime scene.
and catching the traps with the brooms. Just hear it.
But I'm asking for these rolls if you guys want to get closer to like see anything and not get noticed, or if you
No.
just sort of walk in nonchalant, like whatever.
I mean, I'll go talk to a guard.
I'm staying out drinking my tea because I don't want to go back to the place where I passed out for some reason that I cannot like
Okay.
blood loss. Not a good place to go back to. No, not today. No, drinking my
I
tea.
mean, you didn't really pass out in the wig shop. You
not
passed
the
out
wig shop. Yeah, I'm
on
just
the way
like
back, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like when we went into the hallway, I don't want to go to the scene of the crime where last time I remember I failed pretty much like a leader.
That's
I'm like don't want to go there right now. I don't want to go where I don't know what happened to me.
So do we?
And I'm just drinking my tea.
We see Fung and Solma stay back in probably the alleyway. There's got to be like a main road in between like the two alleys that you guys haven't crossed yet, and we would see Pyre go. The other two of you.
Be
Solma's shoulder.
careful. Yeah. What is it from? Yeah. Okay. What is this? What are you handing me? Wait, where are you pointing at? I'm so confused.
What is Pyre doing?
Give me the tea.
Oh, sorry. You didn't grab one, Fung. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm still so tired. Enjoy, Fung.
He didn't say anything. Just
Yeah, he's just waiting until you realize.
Oh, here you go, buddy. Enjoy.
Pyre,
Sorry.
as you approach a town guard. No, you're good. As you approach a town guard, you cross a busy street, get to the other side, have to dodge a few carriages a little bit here, go a little bit faster,
Roger.
get around. And you could approach a guard, and you immediately say, "Hail, citizen!
How are you doing today? You just
Doing
wake up in
fine.
the morning?
Anything that you need?"
Well, this is going to sound very strange. I heard there was an issue here the other day.
Yeah, he immediately looks at you. As that sentence builds, his eyes narrow, and he says, "Do you know anything about the crime that was committed last night?"
I heard there were some weird creatures there.
It's the gang wars, more Xanathar and Zentarum.
Well, this is the weirder part. I'm working on a project. My wife, she does a lot of cosplay, and she's looking for. So, she was looking
just with
for
a zero.
a pair of
no.
bugbear ears.
Wait, why? Well,
Did any of those beasts happen to be a bugbear by chance? I'll just take the ears off your head.
Before I continue, can I? Sorry, I have the skill that I can hear the conversations from afar. Could I just be listening to this, please?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay.
You can listen to this conversation. He looks
It's
you
not-
up and down, Pyre, and I'm gonna give him a quick perception check with advantage,
Natural 20.
or I would say probably history with advantage. Let me just see here. Oh, I typed in your name, guard.
Listen, people cosplay as bugbears all the goddamn
That's true, but you are a recognizable
It
person
is-
amongst the guards.
It's like the Deadpool outfit in
Wow.
Waterdeep,
Yeah.
alright?
Or
Go to any
Spider-Man.
convention, there's a million bugbears.
I'm definitely getting advantage because of there's
You
two
know-
guards here.
Yeah. There was
Oh,
a body
wow.
of a bugbear. You're looking for bugbear ears. How do
They
you know?
they look you
I
yeah
told
they
them I heard. I told them I heard there
look
was
you up and down.
this
Just
shit.
say, looking for bugbears are real dangerous, like right. You
That's
really
why if it's already dead, I would never want to approach a real live
real
bugbear. And I would
strange.
never want to take them from a live bugbear.
You got a real strange request, stranger. Looks you up and down and says, he looks at you like, I feel like I should know you, but I don't think I do. And he just like we flash back to a scene where like there's all the guards in like the classroom of like the cop thing, and they're like, "This is Pyre. this is Pyre Zeal. He is an important individual."
I don't want to say every fire should not. I'm not trying to racially profile.
Yeah,
fire.
he's like, and he's just like picking like at his fingers or whatever. He's just like another giant water deep fucking Xanathars and all right. He just wasn't paying enough attention. He's like, feel like no. He goes, in any case, yes, it was a bugbear in this particular incident, as the Xanathar have been known to employ such beasts.
Racist.
not sure where you got that information. And he kind of looks at you and he just says,
Right.
looks you up and down, and he's just like, let's hope you don't dabble in the darker side of things. I'll let that one go for now, but really,
My kids play in this alley all the time.
he goes, well, you should keep a good eye on them. A lot of fighting been going on. You heard about an explosion there was an actual fireball, an explosion in one alley a couple of weeks ago. So honestly,
I can't believe that. That's fun.
we also haven't ruled out that kids might be involved in this individual incident. So really, you should keep a good eye on your children, Mr. What was your name?
Frank.
Frank. Make a deception check. A general deception check.
I'm telling
Oh wait, no, you
made.
made. Did you make? No, you didn't make one yet. Go ahead and make a deception check. We haven't gotten one from you.
I made so many deception checks.
No, that's fine.
Frank.
Eight.
Oh, you're riding the line here, buddy.
All right, yeah.
Still haven't rolled above a 10.
He just seems like super. You are riding the line, man. He just seems like super, like. Okay, Frank, it is then.
Yeah, but so anyway, back to the bugbear.
All bodies have been removed from the scene of the crime. The blood's only being washed up now. If you're interested in the corpses, and he kind of looks you up and down, like, what the fuck are you gonna really do with this bugbear? And that's like the thought in his head. He's just like, if you're interested in the corpses for whatever reason, you're gonna want to go to the Temple of Kalimvor over in the Sea Ward. That's usually where we send them to be burned.
Thank you so much, sir. You've had a great. This has been a wonderful experience. And as their supervisor, I can tell you did a great job.
Says, yeah, move along. He's just kind of like had enough of this. So he's like looking at you. He's just like, I'm not being pranked right now. Like that's gotta be the thought going in his head. Like he just runs up and asks. Like you probably hear the conversation as they leave. At the very least, Solma hears it. Who the hell just asks for bugbear is?
He's being weird
Fucking
right now.
weird.
And he has a wife now and has a Frank child. And
And I come back to him. This. All right, guys, mission success. We know where the body is set. We can go get our ears.
before they're burned.
Yeah. If we want to go, they can't get burned if I'm around them, though. So it's good.
No.
Or we can go to the Temple of Gods to get that head.
I think that would be closer at the moment, so we can think about it. Try to think
Although
about
time is of the essence, if those bodies haven't been burned yet, then maybe another bugbear will try and kill us, and we just take his ears too. That's always.
What would you do, Fung? Do you have any ideas?
Fung does not believe in bugbear ears.
Okay. What a day. Let's go
You're telling
first.
As a
Yes.
player, I mean, if we really need those ears, I mean, I guess going to where they burn the bodies is probably an okay idea.
But we don't have a good, like, huh.
I mean,
Just thinking.
they can be crispy ears. Too.
We don't want to, like,
Like, there's-
wander around and find another one.
Yeah.
You know, kind of don't want to get jumped by
Walk
the
in a circle.
Xanathar.
Walk in a circle
Yeah,
to
like
get a random
Pokemon style.
encounter.
I mean, you wouldn't have to do
Find
that.
bugbear.
You could just if you actually wanted to try to find Xanathar, you could actually try to go to some shady places and ask like, hey, where can I join the Xanathar guild, or blah blah. But you could do something to try to find out, or try to find a rumor like where the Xanathar are gonna strike next.
We just need ears. So maybe
Alright.
let's check the place. If they don't have it, we can go to the Zalblop shop and maybe he has something weird there that we could use. I don't know.
All right. Do we have another question? Because I'm about to, before Ed tries to kill me with this stone, I'm about to throw it away.
Maybe where we can find the ears or where we can find everything that we need
So, what are the particulars on the legend lore spell again? Let me look it up.
Where were the other drugs going?
to give me back my.
Because we can't
keyboard.
just ask random questions to it. It's not that. Page not found. Thanks.
Would I
fucking-
could look in a wig? Ask her dad. That's the question.
Yeah.
It wouldn't know. I know it has to be something that the voice in the stone knows about.
Oh,
Michaela,
I
we
like
need a
it.
drawing of. Oh yeah.
sorry, I just noticed that I'm freaking out. I'm just
Yeah.
jealous. That's pretty cool. But what were you saying? Sorry for interrupting you.
No, I was just gonna say we need a We need a drawing of Solma with the wig now.
Oh my god, yes. Something ridiculous. I can come up with something. Okay.
Ed, I
do a-
can't
do a
access the
bouffant.
spell anymore
Oh,
in
yeah.
Roll20.
No.
It just says page not found when I click on the spell.
Because
You
it's
might have to
legendary.
refresh your cache, because
I
that
gotcha.
usually happens.
I'm pretty sure I can just Google this thing. There we go, I got it.
Legend lore. Cool.
Alright, so name or describe a person, place, or object. It has to be of significant lore.
Huh.
The barriers are not significant lore.
Where's Galore located, really? Where is he? Oh,
The lore is down, yeah.
what if he's not? And he's somewhere in a tower being like,
Listen,
oh,
do we have a third question, or am I just gonna ask it something random and then untune from it?
I have
Uh.
where to locate all of the objects. That's my idea, at least. Right now.
Do we know exactly where to use the objects, right? Whatever that stage is.
Yeah,
Pink
where
Do we know the
Bluff.
exact
Bluff.
location of that?
We don't know the exact location. I could ask it where in the city that thing is, so we don't
behind
ask the random person.
Rocket.
Because we know the things we need to find to actually get in, and we know where to actually get in, right? So
Yeah, we know Pink Flump. We know somewhere in there. We
Yeah.
could ask where specifically is the
Okay.
door.
The
Okay.
underground.
How do we access the
Well-
because I assume it's hidden in there too, right? It's not going to be out in the open.
I'm
No.
just. Is there anything else we can kind of glean from it? Because that's where we're headed.
Could I ask if there's any dangers?
Maybe.
Any dangerous
I mean,
traps or anything?
I was
guarding?
thinking traps, but how would you word that correctly to get a more
What threats
filled out
guard?
answer? Yeah.
What threats guard the vault? Right?
Yeah. Do treasure, yeah.
Does
Oh,
that
good.
one work?
It would give us
All right,
information.
let's do it. We're strolling down the street. I ask it that while we're just walking around.
Please word it for me as Pyre.
What threats guard the vault?
An excellent question, Pyre. The vault is guarded, true. Many things stand between you and fortune.
Like you.
I will tell you 3. The first is the picturesque war will entangle your mind. The second is that only secrets will let you pass. The third is dragon fire births heroes.
It had to be 3 riddles, of course.
Somebody, Michaela, you wrote those down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help. Do you have like a supervisor or a manager I can talk to?
You are my wielder, Pyre.
Well, it's been fun, but I'd like to just unattune from this thing. Just try it.
All
Let
right.
it go. You guys can attune to it if you want. I don't want to.
You want to
Is
try
it
to?
is it only 3 questions? Like maximum 3 questions? That's it? You're done?
Get more at dawn, but the longer I'm attuned to this thing, I assume every day I'm gonna have to make a saving throw. And if I fail, I die. Or not die, I just get fucked up. Also, I relay
Should we-
obviously, as we said before, I relayed all of this information to you.
Should
before
we
unattuning.
hold it for like 1 more day just in case we get all the
Just
keys?
one more failed saving throw. Okay. I mean, you can attune to it and get some questions if you
Man,
want.
this thing gives you the heebie-jeebies, doesn't it?
I just intellect saving throws not my strong suit.
I'm a 0 with intelligence and stuff like that.
You know, Pyre doesn't like. He didn't get any sleep last night,
What's
which
your
means
int
I'm not gonna. If it happens again, I'm not getting a long rest.
What's your int
And
bonus?
I'm really -1.
You do have to spend a short rest to unattune from an item.
All right, they'll do it after we Do you guys want to let's just run down real quick. Check on the ears,
Okay.
check on the head, and then go back, and then I'll do it at home.
Okay.
I mean, I have a +1.
Do you have the
Listen,
mind?
maybe we don't need any more questions. Maybe we're good.
We don't know that yet.
I like the unknown, and the stone takes that away from me.
But we still need to keep this stone or not? Like.
Oh yeah, we're keeping the stone. We're
Yeah.
just not attuning to it. I'm not attuning to it. You can attune to it.
What if we don't attune it and just carry it with us?
Give it to that dwarf you like so much.
No.
Oh yeah, that's what
no,
Fire's
but-
gonna be doing. It's like having the ring of power, but not using it.
Yeah.
Sauron's eye open.
Yeah. Listen, this is not a good thing.
No,
This-
it's not.
this
It has
stone is
3
not
eyes.
good.
It has
I
3
have
eyes.
zero interest. All right, we head off.
Oh,
What do you guys
does one of each of the eyes close as we use up a question?
Oh.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna look at it.
It does.
It does?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Ah!
I
All
knew
3
it.
eyes closed.
All right, good.
Happy
Can't look at me.
Shh. Sleep. Please.
Where do you guys want to go? You
Smother
guys
the
want to go to
stone.
the Temple of God? Do you want to go?
Which one is closer? Well, we need like time's of the essence before they burn the bodies.
We
so...
can split up too. If you guys want to go to Temple of God, I can go.
Yeah,
as
great.
both
Let's split
barriers.
up the party when we're down one.
It worked great last time.
Well, you can.
I mean, you guys had some problems, but
Oh my god.
Shem.
Up to you.
Fire's never been to that temple. If you guys want to go, Fire wants to. Although I'm fine doing one. We're doing both. It doesn't matter the order.
Let's stick together. Let's go down together. Head out.
Where are you
Let's go.
going? Where are we going?
For the ears? Sure. I'm
All
open
right.
to.
Years.
Book it.
Years it
Book
is.
it down there.
All right, you guys make your way towards a more, I would say, where they put many of the shrines, a shrine district of sorts in the Sea Ward. Near
Is
the
there an
House of
Estes
Wonder, Temple of Beauty, and the Tower of Luck is the Temple of Kelemvor, the Halls of Death. You see before you the very bone adorned Temple of Kelemvor. Its entrance, of course, without a doubt, is the form of I would say, an obsidian black skull that its jaw forms the actual full entrance. The rest of the building is painted a neutral gray to symbolize the neutrality of death and Kelemvor itself. The building is built more out of function than out of symbolism of death. Kelemvor is a newer god of death and has sort of taken the role that the position truly needs. It's just sort of a middle ground. It's not ooh spooky, but it's not it's great. It's right in the middle.
The name is what? Carnivore?
Kelemvor.
Kelemvor.
Yeah, Kelemvor.
Kelemvor.
Yep. You can see that in the back of the gray building are three smokestacks, and you can see that I would like one of you to roll a simple luck check. Roll a d20 for me. Let's see if these are
Me?
burning. Yep.
Want me to do it?
Yep.
Do it.
Sure.
Not it.
Higher the better. You can see that smoke is pouring out of all 3 stacks, and the smell of, you would smell at a crematory, is what you would definitely smell nearby the temple. Though you can tell that some sort of magic enchantment must have been given towards the temple, or at least these smokestacks, because the smoke does not linger. It moves up in a perfect line, and it's actually really quite easy to find the Temple of Kelemvor, because very often you can just see 3 straight dark lines lifting up almost in perfect tubular shape into the sky. That way the smell or the smoke doesn't fill the city and people don't have to deal with that. So yes, you guys can easily enter inside the halls. It is a public space. The many priests of the Temple of Kelemvor wear similar gray robes with slight purple and gold I would say highlights in different very modest pieces of their wear. They tend to be elderly people. In fact, you don't see anyone young in the priests of and priests of Kalimvor, they are all very old. They're people who are very near and dear to death. And you can also see that at the very center of the chamber is a single statue of Kalimvor, who presents himself as a very exquisite-looking elven man in, you would say, noble robes, probably even not very modest. They definitely look like very, very beautiful. And surrounding him, he sits at the center of a very large black pool. People come in and you probably see people worshiping, praying for their dead loved ones to get past the purgatory of the realm of death. Along with in the very back of the room, you see what dominates the back of the chamber is a very large crematory, and you can see that the flames are already sort of burning from there. And you would be addressed probably by a priest. You would see an older gentleman. Welcome to the Temple of Kalimvor. Do you need any incense or possibly a prayer book? He holds it up.
Something similar.
He's blind.
Who would I talk to about acquiring bugbear ears from maybe a dead bugbear?
You can see his eyes completely glossed over in that layer of white. We recently received a bugbear corpse. Are you with the city guard?
No, but I'd be willing to pay for some ears. It's weird. It's better if we just don't get into the details.
I believe it came to us as a corpse, freshly dead, and I believe it should be scheduled for burning any time now. It might even be in the kiln now.
Flames
Good
on
thing he's a fire genasi, right?
Oh, as a protector...
Fire goes out around me. So.
He says, as a protector of the dead, I must inquire your interest.
Listen, I'm an adventurer, and we do dumb quests sometimes. we need 2 ears.
2 bugbear ears?
Bugbear ears, yes. Like.
Oh! Well, that makes perfect
ears,
sense. He says, that makes perfect sense. Oh, no, thank you for explaining yourself. I appreciate that. Come, let's go.
There a supervisor? I fuck it.
Come, let's see. Let's see how the flames. As you step forward, so we have this wall of the kilns. Like they would probably like two rows where they would slide the bodies in and burn them, and then they all probably have the symbolism of Kalimvor, and like behind them each sort of door representing them passing into the afterlife or some sort of religious thing behind it. And as you step forward, we watch as down the row of this like 200-foot like wall just they all just go out, and immediately as the kilns all go out, you see as more of the priesthood step forward and people awed by this miracle. It's a sign from Kalimvor. Say, he no longer wishes. Wait, I'm gonna have this guy make a religion check right now.
Oh, no.
You're changing your religion today?
New strategy. I'm gonna be a prophet that all fires must end.
And he just says, it is a sign of Kalimvor. We must no longer burn the bodies. He demands that they be buried or taken away in some other form.
Just the bugbear bodies. The rest can be burned.
Funk puts his hands together and goes,
He just says, do not listen to this one. He is not a priest or a member of the church. Take the bodies out of the kilns. Take them out.
Yes, take them out, please.
And you see, he says, for the next 4 winters, we mustn't burn bodies. And he's just spouting.
God is gonna make.
We would see as they immediately start taking the bodies out of the kilns as a very eerie sign. All of the kilns have gone out, and then I think we would see people step forward, and we would see probably an individual, a woman, an elder woman, just say, Oh, Father Child, please, please, do not start spouting your prophecies again. This is quite a phenomenon. We should meditate upon it, but in any case, this very much could be a miracle. He says, "Oh, I have seen faces." "Oh, Father Child, please." And he just, just kind of trying to quiet down the insanity of the moment. Just say, "We will investigate, but in the meantime, yes, take the bodies from the kilns." And we would watch that process happen. And I want one more luck roll to see the current state of your bugbear, whether or not these ears are doing well. Make another d20.
I got this one.
You got
The higher the better.
Take it.
He's crispy, man.
Can I inspiration that?
You
Yeah.
could, yeah. I'll allow you an inspiration luck.
Hey!
You see that one ear is intact.
Are you fucking kidding?
The other one is quite crispy.
You know what? We're taking the crispy one too. Fuck it, just in case.
Yeah.
It's still in here. It's still the ear of a bugbear. It's just.
They cannot be
like a-
pickers.
it's
The
just
door's
like a
not gonna
Dorito.
recognize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you step up to cut these ears off. The higher up priestly woman notices. "Oh, what is it?" And he says, "Oh no, they're adventurers. They're looking for bugbear ears." It says, "In any case,
It's a
Father
fetch
Child."
quest. We gotta collect 10 bugbear ears.
It says, "Oh, it's just a bugbear." It says, "We are supposed to protect the dead." Father Child says, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Fire just does it while they're talking. While they're talking, he just does it.
They just have a
He's asking
conversation
forgiveness.
that's getting nowhere. You could just cut these ears off and get out of here.
Cut him off,
All right.
and the extra crispy one.
So
Any fires that were still.
make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no.
Where is my character sheet?
Oh no.
It's okay. I'm good at this.
You're Dex.
I'm good at this. Hey.
It comes off in one piece, but it's very
Oh.
delicate. The crispy one.
Okay. I
Squish.
hold it close to my heart.
Where do you put it?
Um.
You got it like a satchel?
Yeah, in a satchel. The extra crispy one gets its own little spy. Try if I have anything I can.
You want to put a
Push it
cloth
with-
around it or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to be delicate
Yeah.
with it. Okay. Yeah, you have
Very
one
delicate ear.
intact bugbear ear and one very crispy one. You can still see the wounds fresh on this thing's body from the night that you fought it,
Yeah.
along with a couple of the kobolds. They look pretty much all crisped all the way through.
Good.
This is what happens when you attack the guild.
All right, mission complete. We have 2 bugbear ears.
Yeah.
Do I have 2 bugbear ears or do I have 1 bugbear ear?
We do have 2 bugbear ears.
You have 2 bugbear
Just-
ears, just one is crispy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's a
They
little,
didn't
everybody
say-
likes a little crunchy snacks.
It's a little crunchy. I would
You know,
say,
if you get hungry
say,
later,
feel free to enter into Pyre's mind. You have my backing that you might be a little worried about whether or not that would work. It's up to you, though. I'm just saying that I think that's a legitimate thing to worry about. I would worry about it, but
okay. All right.
I can't tell you whether or not it's
first,
actually a thing.
We're all the way. Where are we in the sea?
You guys are currently, since I believe you're on the right map, you are right here. You're in this area.
Okay, that's far from the Zoblov shop. Alright, I think we're alright for now. Maybe we'll get attacked by a one-eared bugbear and we'll be like, that's a great idea, Thomas.
Oh my god.
Let's go to the Temple God. Let's get out of here.
Let's go. Does the light
see
come
their
back on
bullshit.
when we leave? I just want to see like the fire just going back when we leave the temple because he's out of there.
Or did he like absorb it?
Oh, like forever gone? Okay.
They
okay.
go out. They can
Did
still
he?
get
Yeah.
reignited,
Did they
but-
like?
I was hoping it will go from your hair into the thing. Just
Wait,
just-
what
My
would
hair
go
gets
up?
longer the more fire I take.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm done with that.
It's like go tanks.
Oh
It's
my
like all the
God.
way across
I'm
the
gonna
floor.
be fucking Rapunzel over here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my hair lasso going.
Luckily, the House of Wonders is in the same district as in the Sea Ward. I've marked it here on your map. You're quite close to it, so it's kind of a hop, skip, and a jump away. You make your way over to the circular gear-shaped building that ever shifts in place, one giant mechanical structure slowly turning, and you step inside once again to a familiar sight, the many-towered Colosseum-esque entrance or interior rather of the Temple of Gond. You hear the many sounds of craft happening all around you, the sounds of a hammer hitting against steel, the smells of leather being worked even now, the sounds of many skilled hands working together as one, and
they might know about the bar too.
What'd you say?
They might know about the adamantine bar too.
They could. You're not sure. That's a possibility. As you step inside, and do you ask for Priestess Valenta?
I would ask for her because I would approach and be like, "Hey, we're looking for Valenta. Could you please tell us where she is?"
Oh no, I know where she is. Give me a moment. Just let me finish up here. And he's in the middle of like cooling down a hot piece of steel, and then he'll sort of pat off his hands and run off. And in no time, you would see once again the red dragonborn priest. She's in her golden white, I would say more golden tan robes of Gond, the Forge Father. Or the Forge Lord, or rather, and yeah, you could see that she seems like she's sort of freshly out of probably teaching a class or doing some kind of situation. As she looks pretty tired, pretty kind of like she just got done talking a lot kind of situation. She'll step up, one hand on her hip, the other laced down her side, and sort of tilt to say, "And I never thought I would see you again. Interesting that you have returned. I'm sure Nim would be happy to see you as well. I believe you sent me a package a little while ago with a piece of Nim's little, and she'll kind of look around, friend. I do so appreciate your actions. I'm sorry I have yet to pay you in full for your retrieval of the creature, but I don't really like sending that much money through the mail. I've been meaning to send a message to have you come to me. I'm assuming you're here for your gold."
We might be actually asking for something else entirely than gold.
Oh, well, you've interested me.
But
come.
we also want the gold.
This is...
But the gold would not be bad, like half of it.
Oh my god.
Yes,
my God.
maybe gold. But we also need maybe a favor.
Guys, we're bad. We have an adventures guild. This was the perfect opportunity for us to just post jobs and just be like, bring us 2 bugbear ears for 25 gold. Bring us an adamantine.
We gotta have the money to pay the people.
And then we get the money from this, and we just leave it out for the rest of the
She says, "Well, if you want to negotiate, I am in the middle of teaching a class. I would like to at least be able to finish that. I can get you your gold, send a boy for it, but I don't know how much time I have for negotiations. If you can be quick, what is it that you're looking for?"
We are looking for an animated construct with a soul in it.
A head of one, right? Or is it a whole one?
She kind of laughs. Such a thing does not exist. You're asking for a fairy tale, but I cannot help. And she looks with an annoyed look at all of you. You're speaking of Nim.
He cannot leave the place, so I just thought maybe there's, I don't know, a smaller version, like a bird.
What do you need Nim for?
He's just we are adventurers and every
we are on a quest, and currently it's oh boy.
Sip my tea.
Nim will be fine. Nothing bad will happen to you.
I feel as though I'm inclined to ask the reason why you would need one of the guilds, one of the temples. Nimble rights?
He might be
Especially one as
help
unique as Nim.
to our investigation, and he might be helpful.
And we
figuring
might
out-
not tell the authorities about what you did.
We promise.
I
we're
believe
not
we
going to-
already had a deal, my
we have a
friend.
deal.
I was not part of this deal.
He
Well,
doesn't
your
know, I'm so
friends
sorry.
are well entwined. You
We
did
will not
work
say
for me to
anything.
cover it up. You're as deep into this as I am.
I would never blackmail you prior.
I don't think we've gotten the money.
Yes,
Ah.
and I am telling you that I am willing to give it to you now. You have an
Thank you.
interest in Nim, in its
Or the
place.
remains of that thing. Did Nim's friend have a soul? We'll take that.
Well, it probably is dead when we destroyed it. It just probably flew out of the
I believe
thing.
you made it quite unanimated in your
Yeah.
actions, which is what you were supposed to do. I do not want to exchange idle threats with either of you. We are making a simple exchange. You did a job for me. I'm willing to pay you. We do not need to get authorities involved for any reason, but now you are asking for more, or in the place of the 500 gold you wish to borrow a nimble right?
Maybe like half of the gold, and borrow Nim for a while, and then we can return him to
Make
you.
a persuasion check.
Which I'm terrible at. Sorry.
Did she have advantage? Because I'm trying to good
Yeah.
cop, bad cop this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. She can have advantage.
Okay. Persuasion minus.
Can I roll
talents.
it?
No, you
Am I-
can't.
Can I use
Four.
inspiration?
You can, yeah, if you
She
want.
already had advantage, right?
You can use inspiration to re-roll one of the die.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Straight up, you can do it.
So you can
Right.
roll one
I'm
more.
terrified too. Okay.
It's a 7.
Mm.
She will look and she'll say, I'm sorry, we made a direct deal. Right now it stands at 500 gold pieces. I'm willing to negotiate Nim's temporary rental, as I do know how he can leave the Temple of Gond.
Mhm.
But it would be in placement of your previous reward, not both. I've risked my neck enough with Nim.
Understood.
So what will it be, the gold or the automaton?
A quick meeting huddle. Okay. We really need Nim, but the.
Oh yeah. This is my opinion. Nim is worth way more than 500.
Okay, turn around back.
It's my opinion. I mean, I want more money, but you know.
Yeah, we will borrow Nim for. We would prefer Nim, please.
For how long? I believe 500 gold with a nimble right of his level of intelligence, whatever it is you are having him do, whether it be build something or I'm not sure. I imagine 500 gold is with at least a 10-day.
10 days. What about 15?
15. Make a persuasion check.
Sorry.
No, you're good. One more, just regular.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, there we go.
Say,
Where
I
was that a
don't
second
know.
ago?
I have no idea what it is that you are using him for, but I can say that 15 days without worrying about Nim would be quite the vacation for me. I will release his would-be shackles for 15 days, at which point I will turn them back on, and he will return to the temple.
Of course.
Perfect. Oh, and
That's wonderful.
random thing before we forget. Do you know any smiths who work in adamantine?
Many.
Who's a cool one?
And she says, well, I'm sure you can easily troll the upper halls of the forge wing, the forge wing, and find many a number of skilled smiths willing to work for the right price. Of course, there are also many other members of skilled armorers and the guilds throughout the city who can work in adamantine, but note that you are working with a very expensive material, so I do hope you have the money. And if you are struggling between 500 gold and Nim, I can tell you can't afford adamantine.
Oh, we're fine. It's just you never turn down a bad deal. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not persuasive enough.
Your
as the
business
dealer.
is your own, but Many smiths in the city can forge adamantine, though you are looking for one who is skilled. I would ask the masters rather than the...
Or some of the materials. But,
Also expensive, but available.
yes.
You can find them here in the Temple of Gond, I'm sure, for the right price.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect.
I will send him down momentarily. He'll meet you in this, in here, probably 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
I have to return to my class, at which point she turns and she snaps her fingers. One of the servants of the temple probably run over and she'll say, "Go and fetch Nim. Oh, and have someone release the enchantment on the orb." And he'll kind of like he'll look confused and nod. And she'll say, "Just do it." And the boy
goes. For him too, while we're at it.
A what?
One of those child harnesses.
No.
A leash.
Yep.
For
And
like we don't need him running. Just when we're out in public, you know.
Valenta departs, and in a few moments, Nim will appear. You can see just his little form come down. Just sort of this scraggly individual. He has a cloak on that's got like a hood over it. It's red and gold and a little bit of white. Temple of Gond. It's got Temple of Gond symbol. As it comes down, it's got its like hands together. You can see it has a satchel and some of its tools at its side, and it has a note pinned to its chest. And you can see that written in Valenta. Written in Valenta's wording, and just say, if he gets in any kind of trouble, it's on your head.
Sorry. No trouble. Okay, got it.
Perfect.
And yes, you have with you Nim, who looks actually quite excited. You can see on him just this like...
Hi, Nim.
Take him for a walk.
And he's very like, what are we doing? You know, he's super excited. Do you guys leave the Temple of Gond right now, or
Too
do
bad
you?
we're giving his soul away.
So, well, we just know he needs to open the door. He might be fine. Well, we also need an adamantine bar.
What's a mentine bar?
It's kind of metal.
Adamantine bar,
you know,
yeah, it's just gonna be like an ingot.
We don't. Maybe the Genasi couple have it close to our.
That's what I was gonna say. We can't afford this shit. We're poor as hell. We need to steal it. Not it, because we don't want me sneaking around anything.
Oh,
how else are we going? All right.
We can put into the guild
Lots of
post
ways.
like, bring me one, and we will have a drinking competition.
I'll give you
Start like a bake sale.
Yeah.
I will give you 3 options if none come to your mind of possibly obtaining a stone if you guys don't think you have the money. There are things called loans in Waterdeep that you can get. You also do have favors from different factions, and also, I mean, it depends on what you could do for somebody else too. You can always trade something for a favor. And that's always a capability. That is a very big tool for adventurers in general. That kind of work always needs doing.
The Emerald Enclave, maybe because they're all nature and stuff, he might be like, hey, we have this.
But you're out of favor with them, man.
You would have to do some quests for them.
I would have to.
I'll spend a favor right now to get that bar.
Okay.
With the Lord's Alliance, call it in, be like, hey,
I would
I need this and 1 bugbear ear.
The bar would probably cost both of your favors.
Fuck it. It's the only legal way, Pyre. Because Pyre is we're trying to get this thing done within like the next. I'm trying to get
15 days. Yeah, we got 15 days.
I'm trying to get there within 15 days. I'm trying to get there within like 48 hours.
It's up to you if you want to do that. That's one path that you could take. And I'm telling you that it could work.
Because I'm never gonna. It's my rule with all of these. You know, every video game, you get all of those consumables. You never use them. Stockpile.
Well, you never.
But you might need those potions later.
You might need those potions later, but also
we'll deal with that when we get to
you do have the freedom to try other avenues and see if they're not as good. Like, you do have time, but I mean, how much time is still? I think Pyra has every right to be like, we got to move quickly because you don't know.
The streets going on. We're being tracked. Solva's got a brain dog in her head.
Maybe. No.
I am perfectly fine with spending it just to get it like.
Please roleplay.
ASAP.
Roleplay.
As long as with the two favor, as long as we get one bug barrier in the deal.
We had the
Like,
questions
take
from the
the
thing
other
for
one.
today.
You did
Every
three-
dawn, questions come back.
You did 3 questions.
Oh, so we gotta wait till dawn.
Yeah.
So
And then you can detach
I
yourself.
think we go back to the manor, right?
So we
Yeah,
can
so
mull it over.
And I
Yeah.
start writing out I have like a request form from Lord's Alliance. It's like 15 pages, right? You know, start working on that while we're sitting there and he's jumping around doing dumb shit.
maybe I would like to, maybe while he's doing that, I would like to call up like a meeting with some of the people of the guild just to go on this little stage that we
Yeah,
have.
roll
maybe?
1d10.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
1d10. Guild
Yeah.
play.
Fire's just working in the background at the bar. Just looking around.
1d10.
Unfortunately, there's only
There's one
one
dude.
person from the guild that's here right now. You would see an individual, an elf archer by the name of Phaelorn.
See the dude
I
talking
thought it
mad
was gonna be
shit.
it's the dude talking mad shit. He doesn't even like the place. He just likes talking.
He is in the midst of like you guys would probably step in. He's the only one in the guild. He's probably at the guild notice board, kind of like fingering his way through different like notices, kind of going through one, and he kind of just drops this like, of course.
All right, listen here, you little fuck. You're going right next to Martina if you don't listen right now.
he's going through the different posts for jobs that have made their way in, and I will say, like, the role for how well you guys have done in the last 10 days didn't go great. So the jobs aren't super good on the board right now, and he looks annoyed. You can tell that he is of the archer class for sure, and he kind of we probably step in with you guys entering the tavern, him looking at those, and we probably hear like there's a and a bit of that, like the one string of hair that comes in front of his face floats up and back down, and he pulls it back. He just goes, oh jeez, and he'll sit down and he'll knock on the he'll probably step up to the bar where all of you are, Guildmaster, and he'll knock on the bar. Liv, wine, please. And you can see that an empty bottle is put punk right down. He just says, "Of course, whatever you have, Liv." He'll pour tea for Pyre, or not for Pyre, for
Fire takes it.
for Phaelor.
Hi.
Fire drinks apple juice.
Fung knocks on the bar.
Some tea.
You are poured a glass of tea.
Hello. I've been trying to meet with some of the guild people to see if they have any complaints.
Guildmaster
see what-
Solmo, yes. I believe
Yes.
you and I had a conversation when I first entered into the guild. Nice to be able to finally get a time to sit with you. You're quite busy.
It's been entertaining, at least, with all the stuff happening around the city and people attacking each other and being mixed and all of that. I just realized that I'm not here as often, and I should be seeing if your guys doing well. This is my first time being ahead of something, and I'm just trying to do what's best, and I'm just trying to ask people around here, like, are you okay? Do you need anything? What can I improve on as a leader?
Says, really, I was entirely unaware that this was your first establishment. I thought that you worked for Durnan.
Wait, Durnan was who? Sorry.
Durnan
Yawning
is
Portal.
the tap room master of the Yawning Portal. The famous adventurer.
The place we started.
Yeah. We are friends with him. We did a couple of jobs before with him, but never like an extent of like. I had this place with other people, and they're not with us anymore, and I'm trying to learn as I go. Guess.
Well,
Yes.
Guildmaster Solma, if I may speak frankly,
You may.
I came to your guild about 10 days ago, when you only had about a handful of people. I was well aware of the state that it was starting off, but being a new adventurer myself, I found it difficult to get into many other guilds. You accepted me, and I thoroughly appreciate that. But I feel as though your fears may be true. We haven't yet to have a guild meeting since since I first came here, which was more of an introduction rather than anything. The jobs on the board have been a little weak of late, and from what I've heard, the guild is suffering financially in some ways. I mean, the garden outside is in a dire state, and some places have started to reek. Adventurers, the kind that they are very, they're the sweaty type.
Yes.
I see you struggling, and you are far away very often. You are in need of help, are you not? Perhaps a form
Yes.
of leadership that can aid your own.
I've been hoping to hold a meeting, and I'm planning to put up a post for it to maybe, let's say, in the evening to talk with some of you guys and to see, like, who might be interested and what do they, just so we can, like, if I'm not here, they can see.
Well, I'm well aware that two parties of adventurers of our current establishment, and he's kind of like flaunting the fact that he has this knowledge and you don't.
Yeah,
Like, he's kept aware. These two parties have gone out to reconnaissance in one of the outer villages he would know the name. I just don't know it right now. Whatever that village is out there. It seems that there was some goblin trouble in Undercliff, and another party of adventurers went to do cleanup duty for a noble over in the Sea Ward, and I believe they will both be employed for a number of days at least. Perhaps that will bring some gold in, but a meeting of the guilds would be beneficial. I agree. Mm-hmm. I am so glad that you brought it up. And before we ever get the chance to get there, I'd like to offer my services. You see,
check.
Go for it.
Roll for initiative.
Fuck!
It's not that bad.
This individual seems...
We're all rolling so bad!
He
We're
seems...
missing feeling.
Yeah.
We need the magic from the youngster, like being like, "You're awesome."
He seems excited in the moment to be able to say this. Like, he's probably been holding this back for a while. And Fung, I would say you could probably recognize that this is a voice of the individual sparking the conversations with Soma. The conversation you overheard, probably the instigator of that. He is very...
Stare at him and raise an eyebrow.
Before I decided to take up the adventuring life, I was an accountant. I didn't exactly succeed very well in that area, but I'm very used to running businesses, and this is a business. I simply, my own failures were more or less the wish to not be stuck in one place. I was discontent in that arena. I wanted to get out and understand the world, but I can't help but feel as though my skills are not being put to their full use. Perhaps you are in need of a lieutenant, somebody under you who can help organize.
I was thinking about it, maybe like two individuals, so if one is gone, the other one can be in the field and so on and so forth, so there's like...
Exactly, and unfortunately my adventuring skills are about as skilled as my accounting skills once were. I'm a jack of all trades. Being good at everything means you're not spectacular, amazing at anything in particular.
Insight check?
Go for it.
Sorry.
Go
Thank
for
you.
Amen. Oh,
God.
I'm so angry. Why?
Can I make one too? Fuck it.
We
We'll
can't
roll
even-
eventually.
Roll Pyro, let it be a 20.
Where is
Go for it.
insight? Here.
Where we all...
Alright.
Oh my god!
Alright.
Pyre isn't even Pyre. Even if I did roll really well, I wasn't gonna tell you guys.
You know,
Pyre's doing his own thing right now. He's working on this.
Yeah.
He's like, every now and then he's like, hey, what does this word mean on this one? Hey, can you help me with this one? Could you
He seems He seems legitimately wanting to help. That's all you can really get from him. He's got a bit of a highborn sense to him, but perhaps that's something that can aid in this situation. He would say, "Well, if you would be willing to. I mean, I am not here. I find myself often being the runt of the litter when it comes to the adventuring. As you can see, the board is well empty of any good jobs. They've been taken, and I have not been invited, unfortunately. But if a help in the level of leadership is your request, then Forlorn Ado is your man."
Do you think people would listen to somebody who's proficient at adventuring?
No, but I believe they would listen to somebody who is proficient in running a business. And this is a business, as I said before. I believe that my skills could be of use to you.
I have an idea. Like, I want to give maybe other people a chance, but what if I give you, like, let's say, a week to see how well you do? And then at the end of it, you can have a report, ask the people around how they felt about your way, and...
I like your style. I think that is perfectly agreeable, and I appreciate and thank the opportunity, Guildmaster Soma. Thank you so much for, well, giving me a home again.
Of course. Come to me at the end of the week, and we shall talk about the future of the guild to see how well you did.
And the future of the guild is my greatest concern, so indeed we will.
Thank you.
At which point, he's going to go on. You're going to have to, over this week, at some point in time, give him more authority towards running the guild. If he's going to do it, he's going to need access to coffers and different things to be able to manage money and where that's going and manage.
The guy who's a bad accountant.
He didn't say he's bad accountant. He just said he wasn't particularly good.
I'm not particularly good at leading, so I don't judge too much.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he has done it before.
Maybe he's only good at counting. Maybe he'll open the guild coffer, take it, and leave.
You have a manager under. Well, he doesn't. Not to say that he has access to the gold, but he needs to know the paperwork. He needs to have the numbers.
While Pyre and Fung are doing the paperwork, maybe I can go with Phalor to a different table and just discuss this stuff.
Oh, I don't know if Pyre and Fung are doing paperwork. That would be you.
Know.
That would be you and this guy.
That's what I want to do.
I'm just filling out those forms or whatever to put it in the request.
They're doing the
that. Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm gonna need those TPS reports on my desk by the end of the day.
While they're doing their thing, I want to go do the other thing.
Yep.
The guy.
You could set Phalorn up to be the co-GM. Phalorn can get set up pretty easily to be the co-GM. You can kind of give him access. He's going to ask you questions, and you're probably going to be like, well, this and this and this. And his first thing on my agenda is to get a little more questage coming through these doors. So,
PC load letter, what does that even mean?
The questage.
It says, I will see about using some possibly promissory notes from the guild to maybe get a little bit more information flowing our way. Yes. And you can have a pretty positive back and forth with Phalorn. He seems like he knows what he's doing, more than you, so...
I'm just that's a good idea, actually, in my head. Okay.
Yeah, and the whole time he's got his whole highborn thing going on. Probably once or twice, you have made a very good decision employing me. That has probably come out of his voice. So, Fung and Pyre, you are sending a I request this. I need this.
You fill out a lot of shit in there.
Desperate.
Fill things out.
So
take a calligraphy brush, line up all the papers, and just go.
Snail mail is going to take about a day, but that your contact Yalister frequents the Yawning Portal, so you could go to him directly, or you could send a letter, but it probably might be 24 hours before you receive any kind of thing back. It is going through the mail.
Yeah, I expedite shipping for the return. Be like, please.
I have an idea.
Send all checks to.
You want to send like a runner or something?
Yeah, I'd probably just send somebody.
It'll cost like a
Send
gold.
the
Send
new
it
guy.
mail.
He wants to help so bad he can run the mail.
It would cost you gold.
I can do that.
And I also want to ask if I go. Maybe could I meet up with Floon?
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah.
you probably
That's
find
We are
him.
desperate, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
No, I'm just having an idea. Like he meets lots of contacts. They might have like hear about some stuff happening and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, send me the information."
So
And-
Floon frequents. Floon frequents a couple of different establishments. I'm not sure how well you know what they would be. Outside of the Yawning Portal is the one that you would know.
I will check the yawning portal and then maybe stop at the second
Okay.
Emerald Enclave.
All right. So we're kind of going into what everybody's
Kayla,
doing
we're
for
getting
their
the things we need
day.
for the request.
Mm.
I mean, I'm just waiting until we get the shit back, and then after I send the request, I dissociate myself from the object, and I cast bless on myself and try and what is it called? Deattune.
Detune.
Detune.
Unatune.
Detune.
Detune.
I'm gonna
Separate.
detune this guitar real quick.
All right. Go ahead and make a
Get both
wisdom
eyes.
saving throw.
All right.
I'm assisting the
And I
sergeant.
cast bless, so I get plus 1d4 to
Well,
saving throws.
It's gonna be better now because you rolled like
Where's
shit
my
before.
character sheet? What are you talking about? I always roll great.
Of
Never rolled
course.
bad before.
Sure.
Hey.
Ah, hey.
1d4 on top of that. Hey.
Hey.
20.
Ooh, nice.
All right. As
You
you
lose an eye. Sorry.
as you let the stone go in your mind as you concentrate, it's not so easy as just sitting in silence. It's having a conversation with Galore.
It's not working out. We need to separate for a while. Sorry.
So
Like we need to actually see other people.
wait, I think we have a music change for sure.
There's other stones I've been seeing that I just think are better fit.
All right. Yeah.
Topaz is very nice.
Listen, you can only attune to 3 magic items at a time. It's just, it's not worth the slot right now.
It's not you, it's me.
So you
There's this great wand of magic missile.
you slip into concentrating on the item. You slip slightly into your mind in a meditative state to break the attunement with the stone. All of the eyes are closed on it, but you hear the voice in your head as you start this this ritual. So you want to end our relationship?
Yep.
But Pyre, there's so much more I want to learn.
I know, and that's the issue. Is this seems like a very, I don't know. It just seems like you're constantly asking me. I think there's a better fit for you out there.
I'm sure
I
you're
just don't
not.
think I can give you what you want.
I'm sure you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we agree.
I hunger, Pyre.
You see, when you say things like that, it doesn't change my mind. In the future, when you talking to somebody else, don't say things like that.
If you leave me, I will find others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel good risking their lives?
I mean, I'd like to see you try. Find others, Mr. Stone.
Don't tempt him. We need this to
I always find a way. You see, I grow so bored.
I can understand. You're literally a stone. You're literally a stone.
My melancholy is a beast, Pyre. You underestimate my drive to explore.
No, I don't. I think it's great to have ambitions. I think everyone should have goals to work towards. It's just listen, let's be honest. We both know there's not much up here. It's all on the face. Nothing inside, all right? Pretty surface level here. So, I think it's best for both of us.
I told you before. You are mine.
Oh,
I would like you to make an intelligence check, an intelligence contest with Galore.
is it a saving throw?
It is a no. It's a check. It's a contest.
Fuck you.
I'm
I don't
so-
want you to use bless. I'm mad.
It's a contest, buddy.
All right, well, there's my 5.
All right. Ready? It's just the straight roll. Is that your roll?
There it is.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because the
there
save,
it
I mean,
is.
it's the same number. All right. I almost got there.
All right.
Really
Almost got
close.
it.
Mhm.
You feel the sentient object dominate your will.
No, I think you're quite right, Pyre. Our time together is over. I've gotten everything I want out of you.
No.
I'm glad we came to that agreement.
You feel your legs move without your command.
Let's see. How's the market doing today?
I chop my head off. I just kill myself.
Can't. You know, you can't.
I kill myself.
You
what
don't
was
have
the
control.
wisdom saving for then? Why is that?
It's for
number?
something entirely different.
Oh.
So,
all right.
we would see, similar to Soma, doing her own thing for the day. Pyre's got his own agenda here for the day, and Fung. Yeah, I'm going to ask you your agenda real quick. Before I do, I'm going to ask Pyre: do you want the fate of the stone, which is no longer with this roll, no longer your choice, to be illustrated for you? Do you want me to just tell you blatantly what happens?
I'm happy with whatever.
Okay, I think
Because I don't get a say in it, so I'm happy with whatever
you don't, but you do get to.
You can just
Your,
tell me what
your
happens.
wisdom check does give you something. Your wisdom check lets you keep your memories. You will remember all your experiences with Galore and everything you said to him, but as you enter into the crowded market, you find that your fingers, your muscles, your arms, you have no control over any of it, and you can hear his voice in your head.
Until we meet again, Pyre.
And you feel yourself slip the stone into the pocket of someone just moving through the crowd, a merchant.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
That's creepy as fuck.
right.
Galore makes
Do
sure
I-
you are unable to see the face of this individual. With his last movement, he will make sure that you are turning away. And as the effects fade and the stone slips away, you come back out of his voice no longer sort of pushing on your ears, making everything sound muffled. Everything comes to be crystal clear, and this music stops, and we hear the sounds of the market around you, and the rain pitter-pattering onto the ground. Let me get the water deep over here. Spring day. All right, and let me just turn down the ambience a little bit. You find yourself in the middle of the market. You remember everything. The wisdom save kept your memories, or else this would have been worse, I'm sure. And you look around to see a crowded area. Wherever the stone is, it's gone.
Well, that's taken care of. All right.
It is no longer your problem. You got what you wanted.
Yeah. And there's no way I can track the person I gave it to, right?
You could try.
Sure.
Make a survival check.
Why do I keep closing my character sheet? Why do I keep doing it, Ed?
I don't know.
Why can't I load my character sheet? That's the better question. Weird. I'm gonna have to refresh. I'm just gonna give myself. I know my bonus is +2.
Okay.
18.
Ooh, 18. Oh yeah, I think so. It's definitely difficult to track the individual, but I think you would probably see on a distant stoop of some building, you see what was probably the you were guessing more than anything, just sort of what you could have spotted from the individual, like from just like peripheral vision that you put the stone into the pocket of, and you can see it being you can see the glimmer of the stone as it's sort of concealed. You just get a slight glimmer as it's handed to somebody inside of a house. Do you want to try to chase it down?
Yeah, Fire's great at chases.
I so want to say it just gets away, so we don't go through the whole thing. But let's do it. Let's do a instead of a chase
Give
scene.
me an athletics roll.
Let's do a series.
Well,
let's do a contest to see if you can catch up with the stone.
All
Get
right.
my iPad out.
All right, let's
It'll be here a while.
do. I'm just going to be rolling flat d20s.
And what am I doing? Athletics?
Yep, 3 athletics checks. I'm gonna roll all 3 of mine right now. 21, 12, and 22. So you were able
If
to
he's rolling
beat
straight
2.
D20.
Yeah,
You
you
can't beat 2 of them.
you were able to beat 2.
beat
Describe
all
to
3.
me how you
No.
get back to the stone.
Okay.
Fire just he's walking. He's a daze. He's like dazed, and then he like zones back, and he's like, "Oh, that's not good." He just turns and he just runs. All right, again, we get another shot. In fact, we're trying to save budget for the show, so it's obviously a cut from the other chase episode where it's a shot of Fire running, doing the same thing, and he just runs up to the person.
Yeah, you can immediately come up to an individual. You would oh man. So yeah, you it's been passed from like person to person, like over and over again, and you've been having to like follow it through like a series. Like it even got like tossed into like a carriage, and you had to be like behind a carriage scene, and you finally find yourself in an alley of this hooded individual, and you probably shout out something
All right,
like
where are the
"Stop!"
bear traps?
There are no bear traps, but you shout "Stop!" and this person. What do you say? What do you say to stop this person in their tracks?
I was gonna say, if they just keep handing it off to people, can Fire just be like the next person who just grabs it? Like he goes to hand it off, and we just get a lot of handoff scenes, and then Fire's the next one who just
You just
grabs
nod
it.
and reach out and grab it.
Roll a luck check to see if that's what happens. Give me a
All right,
1d20.
if not,
we'll do my thing.
Governor?
No, we'll do my
Hey,
thing. We'll do my
all right.
we'll do my
All
thing.
right.
What do you say to this person that you shout out, that you call out to stop
I
them?
don't say stop. I say excuse me, sir or madam. I don't know which way. And I rapidly approach them with
All
my
right.
22 like athletics.
Yeah, they turn a tall sort of
Bugbear.
imposing figure, and as it turns, you see the face, the lion-esque face of a bugbear, and he pulls back the hood, and you see one ear on his head. Roll initiative.
Oh, what are you bugbear?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, one sec. Are we on the right? We're on the right. Let me get here. Okay, we're gonna be here.
I get deja vu in an alley with a bugbear.
We can hear inside of its voice the sound of galore. It says, "He is persistent. Kill him. Stone say die." It's yeah.
Don't say no.
Fire say live. That's what I was-
All right.
Oh boy.
All right, let's bang this one out real quick.
All
Hey,
right.
listen, it's good I got that 0 initiative out of the way. I'll take
Let's
this 18.
do it. One bugbear.
Right?
All right. I probably don't still have the effects of bless, right?
Probably not.
All right.
I'm so excited for this back and forth. This is gonna be phenomenal.
This is gonna be the fastest bugbear death.
All right, let's do it.
Hug it and
Oh,
it'll
he
catch on
goes
fire.
first.
Oh, I should have just kept the 0. They're the
What's your armor class?
19 right now.
19. You see pulled out from under his cloak is a menacing looking sort of barbed wire covered, almost bat like situation, but you can see the barbs cover it, and there's like metal ingrained like bracers like going all the way down it, and it's gonna take a swing with its Morning Star. 16 to hit.
Miss.
Misses.
All right, it takes a big swipe, and you are just able to back up the pieces of steel of just sort of wild pieces of metal scrape the front of your breastplate, just barely missing you. What would you?
Yeah, because I'm wearing regular clothes, and he like hits me dead on.
Oh, are you wearing regular clothes? No.
I was gonna say I have the armor on underneath.
It tears some of your clothes. What do you do, Pyre?
I fucking swing at him with my axe. There
All
we
right,
go.
take an attack roll.
9 damage. Now, do I want to... I have 2 spell slots. We could Divine Smite, or I could give myself another +2 AC.
You guys rolling in public?
I don't
Yeah.
see your roll, bro. You might need
don't know?
you might need to refresh. I don't see it.
I have... Oh, I don't see your roll either. I have an 18.
Mine wasn't-
I rolled a 20.
Mine wasn't
and I
secret.
rolled
Oh,
9
there it
damage.
went. There it went.
Oh, there we go.
Just
I was
okay.
gonna say, I'm not fucking...
It just popped in.
That was
just now.
probably because I was having those issues with my character sheet earlier. So.
Yeah, describe to me this swing.
I just get a meaty chunk right into his... I go, like, low and get right into his thigh.
All right.
You know what? Yeah. And then I hit him, and then, like, a light ray comes down from the heavens for my Divine Smite.
Oh yeah, do it. Let's see it.
Smite
For
me, mighty
16
God!
for a total of 27 damage.
You immediately just see this beam come down. We see the dark shadow of him inside. We could just hear the scream of the bugbear.
No, the ear, no!
It does radiant damage. It won't ruin the ear.
It's all right.
He'll make it glow. Radiantly.
Unlike Thor, I shouldn't go for
It's going to swing out of the beam at you. A 6 is not going to hit. It climbs into the ground. We see a piece of cobblestone pop up from the ground. Some of its damage smashed into the road. And it's your turn. All right, it hits.
Wow.
Beautiful.
How do you want to kill him?
Alright, so this one, it's alright, we're going full Mortal Kombat fatality on this guy, right? I kick him in the chest, he keels over, I chop his head down the center, so his head splits in half, and then I do like 2 more quick swipes as the ears fly up off of him in the air, and I like grab up to him, and then I kick his head and it
He only
flies
had
up,
one.
And it says fatality. And then
He only had one ear,
All
but
right.
you grab
And then
that.
grab the stone. I don't pick up the
Grab
stone.
the stone.
I just put it in the pocket.
Yep,
I
you
just
pocket
put it in a bag. Not touched.
So this happens in the evening because that's how long it took for Pyre to track this guy down. This was Pyre's day to reacquire the Stone of Galore. He will be returning, I imagine, to Troll Skull Alley probably pretty fresh, pretty tired.
Yeah, it's been a lot of cardio the past couple days.
Yeah, man.
Fire.
Whew.
Yes, yeah.
Alright. I was gonna Divine Smite on that one. Can I Divine Smite anyway? I just want more damage on him.
Yeah, sure.
Oh god, these Divine Smite numbers.
It definitely burned him. Do make a stealth check to avoid any guard from this whole situation, just getting away from it.
Oh no! Oh!
All right, you are able to slip away. It's probably pretty close. We probably get a scene with you like at the top, and they've come over to see the screaming and say, "Another dead fucking bugbear, fucking hell!"
I mean, I killed that thing within 12 seconds.
It died like that.
Throughout.
Yeah.
So cool.
The scream of the bugbear would have been heard by a local guard, but you're able to slip away from the situation in the midst of the night. So
2 rounds, 48 damage.
let's go over to Solma and Fung. Are you guys together?
Huh.
Depends
Would
on
you-
someone.
Would you like
I
to
think,
keep
You you said it was raining?
It is raining, but which of them would you
We,
like to go next?
We're still in combat?
Nope.
I was gonna say,
Fire's always.
this is very meditative music.
If you're around Pyre, he's probably in combat.
Like, I'm just
always.
thinking for Soma, she's gonna try to maybe also visit, what's her name? I mean, what's their name? at
Yeah,
the
which
flower station?
which of you guys want to go first, or do you want to go together? Are you together, or which of you are interested in role playing? they're seen out first.
I mean, if Selma's ready to leave, I mean, Fung is going to be probably out on the porch listening to the rain. He's going to be sitting on his knees, probably be meditating to the sound and the smell and the.
I would just look at him like, hey, I'm going. Do you want to join me, or do you want to stay here and just wait for Pyre, because he just left and I don't know where he went.
Do we know where? Did we see Pyre leave?
I don't know. He wasn't at the bar, and then he's like, attune, and then walk away. And we were like, okay.
I probably would have unattuned, like, out on like Keelings or some shit.
Got it. Okay.
It's like a whole deal.
Got it.
Must have had business today.
I'm doing some business walks, some runs today, so you can stay here and relax, and I'll get this stuff done. So I'm a good guild leader. Yes.
He would stand and start to follow you. No
Okay.
protest or hesitation, anything.
Thank you. The closest one is the flower place where they are, which I cannot remember what their name is. The person who is an elf who knows flowers and stuff.
Oh, you
I
want to
have it
go?
written
You want to go to
somewhere.
Corallin's Crown?
Yes,
Yeah,
because they're the closest one for now.
yeah, we can go to Corallin's Crown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you step back into the abode, the greenhouse abode of Fala LaFleur. You can see surrounding you are the many plants and exotic flora that surrounds her shop. Making you made your way up the brass stairs into the many windowed paneled building. You can hear the rain pitter pattering quite loudly, making the entire greenhouse sort of echo with the sound of rain as that comes through.
Mm-hmm.
And we would hear that just hitting the panes. And as you step in, a bell would ring. You would hear Fala LaFleur's voice. And welcome. I'll be with you in a moment. And you can hear the sound of some shearing happening, and within seconds, Fala LaFleur is at your service. Solma, it is good to see you.
Do
It's
I
good to see you too.
recognize? Do I recognize any flowers from near the temple?
Yeah, make a history check.
That'll be better.
You recognize many different flora and fauna, flora here. Many plants of different exotic, probably from many places. I think you would possibly find some. It would be intriguing because you don't find any flowers you're very familiar with here. These are flowers of the local land, and some from very, very far off lands. None that you can see seem to equivalent to any that around the temple.
What's the most, I guess, exotic looking one?
You see a very beautiful flower. It has a stem that definitely shows like its strength to hold up its large bud. The first thing that you notice is the brilliant red, orange, and purple that seem to flow into this bud that it seems closed. Seems like it hasn't yet bloomed fully, but this large, almost the size of a just like a pineapple. How big this bud is, and you can see this big green stem, and it's in this very large pot, and it's definitely it's a big strong. You would say it's a strong flower if you've ever seen one. It definitely seems like it's been on steroids kind of situation, and you can see that its individual. Its individual leaves each look very gentle to the touch, but upon further look, you can see that they're very small individual
I'm just going to the bathroom.
pricks. No problem. Individual pinpoints, like sort of all over it. What are those called? Thorns.
Yeah. Pretty
Gonna
much.
lean in closely and kind of, as he examines it, while Solma's talking.
Yeah.
Dave,
Go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna Fala, I might need your services or help. We're neighbors, you probably saw how the garden and everything is looking slightly not well kept, and
Yes, I've
you know,
definitely seen the state of your garden, and it is, let's just say that it is a bit of, it's getting to be sad.
Yeah.
You are interested in employing the services of a gardener? I can suggest a few.
Yes, please, because as a guild master, I want us to be represented well, but also I want the garden to flourish and be in its best state, because I hate not taking care of it, but I cannot do it at the moment, and I just want it to thrive. And as I see you do this, I just want it to be maybe as pretty as yours one day.
Understood. It would make complete sense for you to want to make your home beautiful. I mean, what else among an abode can make it feel more welcoming than its very garden? Let me get you a list of a few gardeners that I know from the guild. And the Gardeners Guild or the Soilists Guild, there's a few. And she'll go through and she says, I know about 3 that might be available now. You'll have to hit up their guild hall or at least send a letter. I could send you actually a letter of recommendation. That could work out perfectly.
That'd be lovely.
And she says, I do so hope to see the area improve. So at the very least, I can do this for you.
Thank you.
And says it will cost money, of course. You have the money to employ an individual of this skill level?
I believe I do.
Good. I will make sure that it's enlisted that there is a promise of payment.
Yes.
And I'm also sure that they will possibly all 3 want to come and review your estate. Yeah, as she goes through that, we see Feng sort of leaning in towards this flower. Feng, as it does, you start to see the flower move slightly. The purple, the orange, and the red begin to move just a little bit, and at first you think it's a breeze, but then you realize you are indoors, you're in a greenhouse. As they seem to, like, spread, you almost wonder if you are getting to witness it bloom even now. And it's quite mesmerizing. What do? Do you just watch?
Roll a dexterity check. It's gonna bite your face off.
Going to not have my face near it while it's moving.
Okay.
Back.
As it begins, as it begins to unfold, you see that this massive sort of like as it blooms, it's just sort of the massive like part of the flower kind of spreads out in a brilliant array of colors. But then you see the colors separate into 3 separate but beautiful flowers. I'm gonna need you to make a saving throw here in a second.
Knew it.
We're talking, you get eaten by a plant.
Ah,
What a good day out. Just a chill day, you know.
fuck. Should have stayed on that porch.
Oh my god. Let's just get...
Oh man, since I'm on a roll today.
Maybe it's gonna be... Oh, that's... No. Maybe it's gonna be better. Maybe.
I've failed every single one of my deck saves this campaign, so...
It looks like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
She's keeping a monster in the greenhouse. Excellent.
Is it Audrey too?
I would
This
like
is
you
about
to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, I love these. I'm so constituent.
Hey.
You immediately see from the orange flower flows out a poof, a scent. And what do you look like to just get out of this? What is it? What do you do? Do you just take like a monk big step back?
Not even that. Immediately he's just with his big robes.
Okay.
The sleeve comes down.
And we see Follow the Flare in the midst of writing, and she looks up as she could hear this audible poof. And then you bring this up, and she'll be like, "Not the tri-flower flower font. No, get away from that." She'll just be, step away. And do you take heed?
Yeah, immediately.
Oh, my dear. She immediately steps away. She says, It's bloomed. Oh, this is. I keep slipping back into a British accent. I want it to be more this. I'm so sorry. I have so many of it. This is. What did you do? You see immediately the other flower regurgitates some kind of a liquid as it sprays. Oh, my beautiful flower. And then says, "Oh, very, very dangerous, but it was not supposed to bloom for at least a month." And then you see the red. So that was the yellow blossom that let out the liquid, and then the red blossom begins to slurp up the liquid. You can see it like go down, and you can see it's like a sucking sound. She's like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." Oh, and she's just absolutely and she like grabs the shoulder of whoever, probably Soma, and she just seems like really emotional, and she's like, "I'm so glad I wasn't alone for this."
I'm happy to be here.
Oh, I bought it from the jungles of Cholt. It's such a beautiful, beautiful flower.
Oh no! Kill it immediately.
And she's like, it needs a little bit of time, I'm sure, to understand it. But do stay away from it. It's very, very deadly. They put you to sleep first, and then wait. Let me look through my book. I have a trainer's guide, and then you can see Volo's name is on the front of it. It says. With its orange blossom, it can poison the target, and then right after the victim, rather, it is a carnivorous plant. It is very, very, very beautiful. And then with the yellow flower, it will corrode its victim that's recently poisoned, and then with the red flower, it will grapple and slowly devour its victim. It's a very with the corrosive part, of course. It's a very beautiful process of nature.
Charming. Wow.
Anyway, and she just hands you over your letter of recommendation to the Guild of Flowers and Florists, and she'll say, "These are the 3 individuals that I think would be best suited towards your current predicament."
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for joining me this evening, or this afternoon, rather, for this beautiful event. You should count yourselves lucky. The Triflower Frond only blooms on a single day of the year. It's very beautiful.
We're happy to be part of it. I'm just happy nobody got eaten.
Yes, of course. And if you could, please keep this under wraps. I'm not sure that the guard, the more authorities would be happy to know that I am raising a plant of this level of exotic ware.
It will be your little secret.
Excellent. A favor for a favor.
Pouch, some parchment, and draw the plant.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Using different colored paint to make sure that they match. Yeah.
Excellent. You can illustrate the Triflower Frond. Beautiful. Where to from here?
Then.
Should we look for Pyre?
He's fine.
He looks very cozy right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's all tuckered out from all the running he just did.
I would just
Y'all jelly.
I just want to get the recommendation as soon as possible. Trying to be just efficient today. As much as I can do today, I will do today. Yes.
Okay. You could probably meet with Floon as well. Easily today. And what's this conversation look like?
Well, hello, Soma. How are you, and how is everything with the guild going?
Everything's okay. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
We're cutting right to a scene at the fireplace, near the fireplace at a table at the yawning portal.
Floon needs some Floonays.
So Floon, you always are telling me like if I need help, you'll always be there, and I might need your help.
Oh, are you trying to enlist my services, Soma? Is that what you're here for?
Not in the near. No, not those services.
Well, what are you looking for? Speak up, my dear.
I'm looking for you hang out with many individuals.
I am a man of the people.
Yes, you are. And I thought, like, when you are the man of the many people, you can, like, hear some rumors that you're having, like, some troubles.
Oh, Soma, you're into the rumors now. Dirty girl.
Yeah. Okay, and I just need you maybe to send me some, like, information, like, hey, maybe somebody needs help dealing with, let's say, some kind of haunting.
Well, I am a man of much, a lot of people like to confide in me, I must say, so I do know quite a few different things, but information doesn't come cheap, Soma. What are you offering in exchange?
Oh my god.
Oh,
The cat. I'm sorry. You know, there are some things I might be interested in as well. Perhaps we could make a trade. my information on whatever it is you are interested in, or maybe my contacts even, if that's something you are also interested in, and I get something that I've wanted for a while.
Michaela, you know he's a prostitute, right?
I know, and
Okay.
that's why I'm not happy to. I'm not comfortable being here and talking to this. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm trying to figure out some stuff. Okay, so what would you like? Let's see.
Well, I'm sure you've noticed that I frequent the yachting portal quite often. Me and all of my friends.
At which point you're at a different table because I'm sure you can't stand to eat waves. Hi, boys. Hi. You're like holding up a whole full table.
You see, we've found difficulty finding an establishment for our little operation that's been able to hold for very long. You see, we're running up Durden's tab a little bit here, but I've heard that well, of course, you've come into contact with owning an establishment much like this one with multiple floors. You see, let me be frank, me and my friends are searching for a new place to, let's say, get down to business. And we're wondering if, maybe for a trade, we could use a floor of your noted establishment.
Fung's back there.
Okay, let's see.
The person who broke Martina's heart.
Yeah.
You're gonna loan out your building to.
It would only, of course, be a floor, maybe a couple of rooms even, half a floor. We don't need much space, I promise, and we'll try to be as quiet as possible. No promises there, though. For this, our contacts and our network of sorts would be available to those frequenting the guild. Think of it as an improvement, an upgrade.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think what I could do.
Of course,
We're
we
about
have
to get like a shit ton of money, by the way. Like, and within like 48 hours, we're gonna be rich.
Of course, we have our own coin, and we can feed ourselves. Just a place to stay, really, is what we need. A portion of the profits, as always, could be frequented to the guild. Though that portion is mostly to cover our own, drinking expenses, as those, as you can imagine, could become quite extensive. But don't worry, I always pay my debts.
You know what? Let me think about it. Give me like 15 days.
You think about it, and I'll keep doing what I do best. Just know that we've probably only got a couple more days before Durden kicks the shit out of us, and we don't get to be here anymore, so...
So if he does kick you out, come meet me and I will tell you my final verdict. Yes, my final.
Well, it would be, of course, better if we got that before, but if it takes that long, then albeit what it is.
Yeah.
If we have to find other establishments, I mean, it's no skin off my nose, but I imagine if you need the help, I'm willing to offer it for this trade. So, go ahead, just think about it.
I'll think about it. Thank you so much, Floon, for your time.
It's always great to see you, Soma. You're as beautiful as ever.
Yeah, you want that around you all day? You want that lipping with you?
No.
And remember, if you're ever in need of other services, the men of the night are always on watch.
Good to know. Thank you so much.
Our watch never ends.
Of course it doesn't.
What's your oath over there?
We get a scene where like I'm just imagining a scene of one of these dandies like gets killed by some lady and says, and his watch has ended. As a great, that would be so. He stayed true to his princesses till the end.
Yep.
All right, yeah. So you've had an interaction with Floon. You can totally get the spy network of a male brothel if you allow one to exist inside of the Dragons and Flagons.
I'm not that desperate yet, but that might come too.
Oh man, yeah. You probably get a look from Durden on your way out. He's always like,
"You trying to steal my dandies?"
No. Not steal. I'm trying to get some.
Tyler kills.
The voice and the more dandy.
He kind of gives you an eye.
Stealed my dandies.
I am not trying to steal. I'm trying to get information.
If you want them, you can take them.
What? You just what? Wait a minute.
This is more
He's about to
opinion.
kick him out.
This is more opinion. They're worth too much. They're more trouble than they're worth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I'm
But they do bring in plenty of coin, and well, I'll miss the crowds. Really, they do bring in a certain kind of clientele.
I bet they do. Okay. It was nice seeing you.
You as well, guild master.
Yes.
Don't go fighting off too many trolls without me.
Huh? What? Sorry.
We fought that troll.
Not when we fought that troll. Whatever.
Got it. Sorry. Oh, it's been
Nobody remembers Durnan.
He just goes back. He just goes back to cleaning his bottles.
If you
Jordan
have
will
a
remember that.
if you have a day off, you can come visit us at the guild.
Who are
Sorry,
you
Dylan.
again?
Okay. Let's go fun.
Oh! He's grumpy. He didn't remember his troll fight.
I've been through some shit.
I know. All right.
Okay.
We make our way back over to. So you guys are heading back. This like your venture today probably takes a good part of the day. You got to get all over the place. So you're probably coming back at the beginning of the evening, along with Pyre, and you guys will both have your evening. Pyre, you return to a message coming back to you from the boy that you spent a gold for. He's probably waiting on the stoop. He says, Lord Pyre, you're in a response from Mr. Yallister.
Oh, thank you very much.
We probably even saw this boy like step into like behind the scenes at the tavern, like doing this.
I like to think the kid had the stone at one point too in the chase. And he didn't know.
Oh yeah, he hands.
It's like passed through like every NPC we've talked to's hands. It's just
Yeah, he hands it back to you, and he kind of looks at you. He says, like, he's like waiting for like a tip for coming back.
yeah. I tip him.
What do you give
I
him?
tip him. What do I got? You
It's
know
gold
what?
for the job.
I'll tip him at the gold too.
I just go, oh, thank you, sir. Hey, if you need anything else, my name's Bolly. You can call on me anytime. I'll frequent this place if you need more runners. I mean, he's getting like really, he's like, oh, this is like an amazing tip. This is like getting tipped 100%.
Pyre is a man of the people.
I
can't promise how much work I'll have for you personally.
Well, I could be here.
I'll remember the name. name.
Bolly.
Everything goes smoothly. Do you have anything for me in response?
And he says, he simply he took the letter, read it, shook his head a little bit, let out a bit of a sigh. It seemed a right prick. Not to mean anything false against your friend, but he was a little bit frustrated with me. At which point
he's always frustrated.
He went through a couple of papers. There's a stamp that he put on it, and then he sealed it with a seal of the Lord's Alliance. So I imagine it's got to be something good.
Oh, sounds great.
Yep.
What? Awesome.
Okay. And he just says, I like to frequent Floon's Brews. So if just across the street here. So if you're ever looking for me, I'll be here.
I hear it's kind of nice there. I hear it's a good place.
It's not bad. Floon treats me well. Or not Floon, Froon.
I was like, what?
That's good.
Child
Yeah,
molest.
Floon treats you well. That means a whole separate
He just
thing.
admitted he goes to a
Nope. That's all you guys. That's not me.
He's like, that's good. It's good to have competition between this establishment and Floon.
I wouldn't know.
You know, competition brings out the best in everyone.
Just kind of around there. But okay. And he skips across the street over to Froon's Brews. You open it?
Yeah. Oh.
You see an official writ. You see there's not a lot of detail on it. Yalister wasn't really interested in having a conversation with you as much as it's just an official writ.
A-okay.
By order of the Open Lord of Waterdeep, Sir Laurel Silverhand, this document serves as a purpose for the commendation of one adamantine bar. Can be used at any establishment in the city of Waterdeep.
Perfect. I'll stroll over to the the shop.
Okay, excellent. You stroll. I think at this because I want this shop maybe for next time because I am excited about this shop and I kind of want everyone to be here. So maybe this is the time that you guys before you were able to head over.
Late. They're probably closed. I'll probably just do it in the morning.
Okay, yeah, we could do it. You guys could do it in the morning, absolutely. You guys would meet probably either in the tavern, in the street, somewhere. Let's end it with the party coming together, guys. What any conversation? What do you guys do?
I don't say anything when I see them when they walk in. I like to think I got back at the bar first or something.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't say anything. I see them.
I'm coming.
You can go.
Sorry. Now I'm like, talking to Flynn always makes me feel so dirty. No. Sorry.
Walking through the door like this, that's so great.
I'm on my face.
Pull out one bugbear ear from before, the one that's kind of burned. And then I pull out a new bugbear ear. And he gets like a little shaky, he's really excited, he's like, ah! I did it.
Did you... Huh? Where did you find that?
Oh, well, it's a long story. So I was gonna stop talking to the stone, then the stone outsmarted me and took control of my body.
What?
And tried to, hand itself over to the Xanathar.
Oh, shit.
But then I listen, it can outsmart me, but no stone can outrun me. Alright, I chased down the bugbear, chopped his head off, and took his ear. He only had one ear, too. It was really very efficient that way. That way we don't waste ears.
It's just smiled upon us today. Thank you.
So we got the ears.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think we look over and it's Nim just playing with blocks in the corner.
No, Nim has probably got a table in the corner and he's in the middle of we probably see Nim come up from a table and we can see that he's got his hands on both sides of the table and he shakes it a little bit and it rattles and he goes back down and then he comes back up and then it doesn't shake. And he's just fixing all the tables in the room.
I'm so happy. It's useful. What a day.
Got the ears. We have
Check the door frames next.
We have that.
Someone wind him up and set him loose.
That's really why we wanted him. Is we just
yeah, you would probably notice when you come over to a bar stool that it has something on it that isn't there before, and you see what's effectively the whole the fucking pump the fucking we got the whole up and down pumper. Oh, it's he's already done that, and then you could probably see the ghost of Lift just what's he doing in my bar?
All right, we got that. We have the soul in a machine, and then I pull out my little. I have one writ of acquisition for one adamantine bar that I'm sure we could get tomorrow. Probably at your neighbors when they open up.
Probably.
I'd suggest, given the stone's little adventure trying to leave, I'd suggest after we acquire the bar, we go tomorrow.
Okay.
The vault. I think the sooner we get this all taken care of, the better.
I think so too.
Everyone get a good sleep. The stone was also destroyed in the process. Don't worry. Chop the stone in half as well.
Insight check.
Don't have to worry about that.
Sure. Make a deception check. Insight versus deception.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
Oh, damn it.
Solma knows you're lying.
Solma knows.
Fire.
With your 22, you know I'm lying, but you know I'm not lying to be mean.
Okay.
Of course the stone is chopped.
Which is for the best. Listen, that stone, when this is all taken care of, if it wasn't chopped in half, we would have to turn it over to some sort of magical item jail. Alright? That stone needs to be destroyed. If it wasn't already.
Okay.
I know I joked earlier about if you guys wanted to take it for a joyride or something there. That's an interesting way to stretch your chin there. But I don't. It's not safe. It's not. Yeah. I'm sorry if that. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Are you cool with that? Or are you not cool with that?
Destroying the stone, you mean? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It's like, we don't have the stone. I got rid of it. Listen, that thing possessed my body and tried to give it to our biggest enemies right now.
Let's say the stone is destroyed. Could it come back together and try to maybe control you once more?
As long as I do it, I had to voluntarily do that for it to do that the first time.
Okay.
If as long as it was kept separate from me. Because I don't feel any pullings at it as long as I'm not. I didn't get that until I was attuned to it, right?
Until you're attuned to it. But you know that then people who came in contact with the stone before you had similar effects. They may have also attuned to it.
So, Pyre, you know that I know that you know. Just be safe. Don't lose the remains of the stone.
No, I have the remains of the stone.
Okay.
Okay.
Just tell me if you feel funny, if something is maybe controlling you, or
of course.
like a wink, or like something that I should know when to stop you.
Of course.
Blink 3 times if Galore is taking over your body.
Yeah. Or say something nice to me. You never know.
Yeah.
Like that's when I know there's something sketchy going on. Yeah.
So, you guys have this conversation. You come to a close of, well, the stone will be gotten rid of, if it hasn't already. The last scene that we see. Where is the stone? It's in like a satchel or something.
It is, I want to say even underneath my armor, like tied to my chest, if I can, like in a satchel. It's not open. Listen, I don't want this thing getting out.
Fanny pack.
I understand.
I don't want anyone to have
I don't think you
access
can get like a satchel under your armor. You could like wear it in like a satchel,
I'm talking just like a leather bag, a little leather bag.
It's okay. Yeah, it could be a leather bag, but it's the size of like a. It's pretty big, man. It's gonna be like outside somewhere.
I thought the stone was like 3 inches.
I remember like chaining it up and burying it 6 feet underground.
Stone of Galore.
I thought this thing was tiny. I thought this thing was like
no.
Like,
It's like a big old paperweight.
I remember like chaining the stone to a boulder, you know, rolling it off the cliff, kind of thing.
I've been.
It's about the size of like a fruit, like a full fruit.
Oh, then I wouldn't do that.
Banana.
You can like put it in a bag around your neck.
It's as secure to me as it can be.
As secure, so it's in a bag on your person somewhere.
Yeah, it's on me.
Yep.
We
would see the last scene inside of the bag. We would see as the stone very dimly glows, and we would see the eyes open. 1, 2, 3.
That's fine. I'm not talking to it.
Fine.
I'm not talking to it, and I'm lying to you guys because I don't want you guys to get any ideas to use it either.
I just know that you're lying to me, but I'm gonna go with what you're saying right now.
Fung is number 1.
You don't understand why I'm lying.
Fung is number 1. Solma's
I
number
hope I
2.
do.
Keeling's number 3.
It's just
The
The
not
last thing we hear, and we'll come back when Kristen's back, is a voice inside of Keeling's mind while she dreams.
Oh no.
Hello. And that's where we're gonna leave it off.
Make it one day.
Girl.
We'll leave it off one.
It's perfect. We just once we find the way into the vault, we just throw the stone in the vault and we leave it there. And then, what's the point of the stone? The stone's to find the vault if it's already in the vault.
You throw it as hard as you can, and it comes back.
It's gonna be like locking your keys in the car, right? We're gonna lock the stone in the vault.
No.
My name is Galore. What's yours?
I don't care.
That's the last. That is the last line that we would hear.
I'm pretty sure Keeling's just as dumb as me.
That's the session, my friends. So but could Galore get Keeling to get the stone off you? I'm probably not.
I don't think you can get Keeling to do anything.
I don't think you can get Keeling to do anything.
No. No.
In any case, we'll leave it off right there, friends.
It's not like it'll make a difference. She'll shatter us regardless.
Yeah, no,
Guys,
failed the
thank
save.
you so much for playing with me today. This was awesome. Oop, gotta turn that down just a little bit. Oh, ka-chow. There we go.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I'm gonna give us our outro real quick, and then we can close up this stream. I would like to thank first and foremost my amazing cast: Tom playing Pyre, we have Josh playing Fung, and we have Michaela playing Solma. Thank you guys a whole lot for being awesome today, for being a kick butt team. As always, in making their way through, we have accomplished so much yet again. We always do, which is just good stuff. I would like to thank those who joined us in chat today. If you were chatting, super sorry. I do not interact with chat while I DM. I'm in the DM zone. The party can do that if they want, but they're not required to. So if none of us are interacting, very sorry, but we appreciate you hanging out with us and enjoying the show. If you're watching in the background too, if you weren't active in chat, we super appreciate your presence as well. And if you are watching this later on in a VOD, whether that be on Mixer, Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, 4 places I stream to using the power of Restream, well, we stream to together. You are from the future, we are from the past, but we're all connected in this one wonderful world called Toril. It's great. I love it. Very cool. The next time you will see me stream is Friday night. I do not know what I'm playing. Could be anything. It's anyone's guess. Should be a good time. Very cool. That's 11 o'clock at night. You can catch me. Very fun. That is everything, friends. Wherever you are in the world, it does not matter where, morning, noon, or night. Make it an amazing day, guys. We just did. Yay! Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.